think we're going live. Trying to go live. Might help if I actually pulled up the streaming console. Some people say.
Whatever.
What do they know?
You could use this chair.
Okay.
Hi-ho, everyone. Me and the wife's butt here.
Hi. Sorry, y'all. Hello.
Anyway,
Sorry.
hold on. We're having some
We're totally on top
technical
of it,
difficulties tonight. How's everyone doing?
Hey there,
Hi.
cutie patootie.
Live chat and pop out chat. Why isn't that? It was working. I just had this all set up just seconds ago. And then I go to do this,
Notebook.
and it decides to have a conniption on
It's in
me.
my bed. It's on my bed.
All right, let's go to live chat.
Sure.
I just set it to live chat. And let me unlock it so I can actually make it the right size it's supposed to be.
Hey, daughter of Ra and Steven and Brian.
All right, Heidi ho now. How about that? We're better?
Hey,
All right,
DJ Kentucky.
let's go through and see what we got here tonight. Gunner, Random Things, Scorpion Sunday, Matt, Daughter of Ra, of course, Flyby 804, 4 a.m. Caper, 4 a.m. Keeper, Ridge Runner, Montana Handlebars here,
Hey.
Mr. Coffee, Derek Merrill, Random Things, Jim Grady, and who else do I got here? PJ Kentucky's in the house. Bad Idea Workbench. Hey, we got a letter from somebody named
Yes.
Bad Idea Workbench. Anyway, it's jumping around on me. Rodney's in the house. Daryl. Dental Tools. One YouTuber,
Eric.
Tony, believes Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Pro sockets are the same as Quinn without the color stripe and blue handles. Your thought, is Quinn worth the difference? I have not actively compared them. I've looked at them. They look very similar. What's the price difference? My understanding is the Quins were actually cheaper, but of course I always view Harbor Freight prices based on the coupon price because nobody pays list. First rule of shopping at Harbor Freight is use a coupon. Hope your Saturday was good. It was better than last week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alabama in the house. Jordan Warden working. How's it going? Mrs. Bear's only wearing one pair of glasses. We're poor this week.
Right.
She can only afford one pair. She's broken 2 or 3 pairs in the past couple weeks, so
Yeah.
she's down to her backup pairs.
Jim thinks that I'm a member of the Illuminati, and how many pairs of glasses I'm wearing is the secret sign to the other members.
It is.
It is. It's
It
the
is.
inner sanctum.
That's right.
Speaking of, so we got
Hey, Louisiana.
some letters. Got a nice letter here from DR Falcon. Found an old Harbor Freight ad in one of the old car magazines. Thought it might be good for a laugh. And it is pretty good, actually. I'm going to share it with you guys and gals. This is about, what was the year on this?
They expired in 2010.
They expired in 2010. So this is one of the old coupons. Funny thing is, if you look at the prices, they're not far off from today's prices on most of these items. It's kind of funny. And and for those of you who thought they didn't used to do exclusions, well, this is from 9 years ago or 10 years ago. There's a whole list of exclusions down there. In fact, I may do a whole video on just this flyer. It's an interesting comparison. Rodney says hi, Elle.
Hello.
And Jim is asking if she's holding a magic 8-ball.
I was.
They
Yes.
do. And we just got it today, actually.
What's up with the Hercules tools? Well, you can see up over here, right there, the Herc tools, they're on discount. They're changing the mold. That's basically the outer shape of the tool. Everything else is staying the same. The batteries are staying the same. The internals are staying the same. So they're updating the look. So they're clearing out all the old ones and replacing them. In fact, I heard that in the latest flyer, which I've not gotten my flyer yet for August, that it actually shows the new tools in it. And that's just affecting I believe the 3 core tools, which are the drill driver, the impact, and the hammer drill. Where's she off to?
She's of course asking if she can have some sugar, some
Oh my
chocolate now.
gosh.
You know, because we're live streaming. Now is the time to ask. You know.
So Herc is not going away. I mean, they just released in store the blower and the recip saw, and the Cirque saw is coming out like next month or something. So Vegas Vince from Florida. Dale, how's it going? Big T's in the house. Jim Grady. Jordan just broke his second set of those magnetic trailer lights. Really? I was
What?
wondering how those were. Is this the new ones that they just came out with, or is it the old versions? Mrs. Bear needs to check it out ASP on the shirt. It'll keep you high and dry. You can go anywhere with that grocery getter.
What?
Ron Smith, Mrs. Bear you need to check it out ASAP on the shirt. I don't know. Was there a comment previously? Let's see,
Maybe I
Ronald.
missed it.
Oh, here we go. Mr. Bear, I got your vehicle. I got a vehicle for you. It's bear approved called, the Sherp.
Yay!
No. That Sherp is that one with the huge tires. It's real stubby, but it floats, and you drive it with the two sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, that's too much hand-eye
The funny
coordination
thing, though,
for her.
is I actually had to change my shirt beforehand because sometimes you wear a shirt that's totally fine, and then when I see myself in the camera, it's see-through.
Well,
So-
the camera picks up slightly different optics than the human eye. So she puts on the shirt, seems perfectly fine. She sits on a camera, and the camera has a slightly different spectrum than the human eye does, and it's transparent.
Right. So I had to do a shirt change. So I was like, what happened to my shirt?
Clicked on that. I did click on it. I don't know why it's not showing it.
Hey, Dad.
Maybe it's saying I'm not an admin. Who knows?
Error, try again.
Pure Performance got their first Harbor Freight store at the beginning of the year.
Yay!
Southern California in the house. Over 100 there. Oh,
Wow.
Don't say that. Also, hey, Walt, how's it going? Found an old orange 18-volt Chicago electric drilling contractor set in his brother's garage.
Cool.
Hey, real quick, just to, so everyone knows, you see some of the people comment how it says orange on our screen there. If you type this in, at the Den of Tools, it will show up orange to us. And that's the way we know you're specifically talking to us and maybe not just throwing out general comments or talking amongst yourselves kind of stuff. So make sure you put that in there so we know that you want us to read what you have to say. Of course, super chats are an excellent way, of course, to get our attention, but they're not necessary. We do try to read every comment, but stuff goes fast here. So let's see here. Hey Bear, what lunchbox style planer would you recommend? I tried the Bauer, but it didn't last. You returned it. It didn't last. That's odd. I've heard from a lot of people that it's an excellent planer for the money, and that basically you're not going to get anything better. Basically, if that planer didn't last, I don't think any of the lunchbox style planers are going to work for you. You're going to have to step up to something like the DeWalt at like $500. And I'm sorry to say that, but from everything I've seen, they're all pretty much made exactly the same. I did a deep dive in the whole planer thing, and all the lunchbox planers, they're pretty light duty. Yeah, so if it didn't hold up for you, either try and get a different one. Maybe you got a bad one. It does happen. But the reality is you're probably going to need a higher end planer.
Ronald Smith, I will check out Xenia. I think that's what it says. Yeah, for eyeglasses. I actually don't have sunglasses with.
Maybe he meant Zenni Optical.
Maybe. So Zenni Optical, I have used a lot, and that's where we typically get our glasses from, and we need to make a new order. Yes, I have said that like 2 weeks in a row. Some people might say I didn't do that yet. But yes, I will check that out for sure.
What happened?
Oh,
we had a short
apparently
disconnect.
I had a short disconnect.
Sorry about that. Bruce, it's working. There we go. Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Has that package arrived? You
Yes.
should go get it.
It's right there.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Duncan,
Oh, right there.
can you hand me the orange envelope? So, are we all caught up? Is it okay for me to show them on camera? I'm assuming it's okay.
Hold on, let me do some of these comments real quick. I've not tried the Blake Bleeder. Maintenance man in the house. How's it going? Bexar, how's it going? Saw a pair of socks that had a bear with a gun. Said it reserved the right to keep an arm bears. I love that. Have a great weekend. Jesse James in the house.
I like it. That's actually how I tell people.
Thoughts on the new 26-gallon Cobalt QuietTech compressor? It looks great. I have not had a chance to play with it. But if I were comparing that versus the new Fortress, I'd probably go with the Fortress because the Fortress is in the same price category but has much higher specs. Unless they updated the specs and I'm missing it. I'll have to take a look at it again. The DeWalt 745X is a beat. Yeah, but it's mispriced on them. Okay. Time to go fire up the HF radio and get on 40 meters. Yeah, speaking of which, we got some other cards. I should probably talk about those real quick. So we got two postcards. One from Bad Idea Workbench, and the other one from, I can't read that. Is that Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Burmeister?
Yep.
And they're both ham radio cards, which is awesome. I had to explain to her what they were.
Yeah.
And one of these days, I studied up for my ham license. I was ready to take it, and then we moved, and I haven't got it. I need to brush up. I need to get my ham license. I do.
Yep. So I got permission to.
All right, you can show it.
So, Daughter of Ra made us this beautiful.
Absolutely.
Really beautiful. It's amazing. Thank you so much. It's cross stitch. I cannot believe the crown is so beautiful, and everybody's name is spelled correctly. And thank you so much.
And the interchanged hearts and stuff.
I know, and the interchanged hearts.
And the Bella Hound.
And Bella is included. So, thank you so much.
That's really sweet.
That was super amazing.
I'm
gonna get it framed, so I guess I should show it again when it's all pretty and framed.
Bruce comments the Portland trimmer is weak sauce. I've not. Yeah, it's not much about. Well, the Portland the what do you call it? The chipper I heard is decent if you stick to the sizes it's made for. But the rest of them, yeah. Australia's saying hi. We don't have your Harbor Freight here, but these vids are good to watch. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Hey, we watched an Australian tool. It was kind of like Home Depot.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's a whole series where they talk about like they do DIY projects and stuff.
It was really cool. I do have to say that we got a postcard, which was super amazing, and I appreciate it, but it doesn't have an address to return it.
Or name, does it?
Or a name. So I'm going to show the front of it. If you sent this, I would love to send you a postcard back, but I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Email us at red@red-beard.com. I'll type in the email address here.
It does look like it was
Actually, we'll make it easy. You can do red@Den of Tools.
It's postmarked through Minneapolis, so maybe that'll help you remember. It looks like it's Kilkenny Castle, which is very cool. I don't think that that's in Minneapolis, but what do I know?
Ron says the brand new Sherp comes with a steering wheel and articulates on its 5-speed transmission.
Whoa. I like vehicles with steering wheel.
It's too short.
I'm short.
No, like stubby short. Not enough like
Can
cargo
I not
room.
Put anything in it? Okay, that won't work for me.
She wants something RV sized.
I want yeah.
The Kenneth, how's it going? Are the Harbor Freight LED light bars good for lighting up specific areas?
Are they talking about like the one we had in the garage?
Specific areas of the shop. I mean, they're excellent. They're very bright. I built one into one of my workbenches, so it lights up my workbench. That's a specific area. They're not So I mean, I guess if you wanted more focus, you could change the angle of the reflectors on it. Bend them a little bit. It was fun to make. Thank you.
We super appreciate it. It's beautiful, and and it was made by you, so that makes it that much more special to us.
Mitch says, do you like our heat in Montana? It was pretty warm today. I think it got up to 86. And then it rained. And then it hailed.
Yeah.
Then it hailed.
Which was special. And it was funny because we were watching something that then was in a building where it was raining. So it was funny that it was. So where are you, Mitch?
The random things 109 with coupon. There's a $10 off the Bauer outdoor power equipment. Yeah, if you get the blower, you have to get the the larger battery. And Rick, I like the Bauer, or not the Bauer, they called it Bauer, but now Franklin Jaw Horse. Oh, Terry's in the house.
Hey.
All right.
Good evening.
That's Super Chat, which calls for cowbell. Cowbell's kind of loud, so if you're cowbell sensitive, you might want to take off your headphones or something. But cowbell in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh.
Good morning. Good evening.
The Sherpa's Russian, yes. Have we had enough Russians at this point? Hey, Steven's in the house.
Yes. Seems like the string trimmers that have the bump feed are better than the automatic feed.
Yeah, the automatic feed I've never seen work quite as well as they would like to claim. Bump feed means you bump it on the ground and it automatically feeds out more string as you break it off. Steve's looking for electric string trimmers. Honestly, I thought the one from Lowe's is decent for the price. It's a decent trimmer. We don't have a very big yard up here though, so it's not like we're doing a whole bunch. Great Falls. Oh, I'm supposed to get up to Great Falls. I still got to go up and check out that store up there. They just got their new store. Oh,
look, one of your relatives, honey.
Timo.
Yep.
When I was young, I was like 22.
Last week.
And last week, I just done a shot of wild turkey, and somebody told a stupidly funny joke, and I aspirated it through my sinuses. It hurt so bad. But for the next month, my sinuses were the clearest they'd ever been in my life.
So there's bonuses.
There have been times when I've been sick enough where I've thought about trying to make myself do that.
Oh, gosh.
Will someone please steal that bell? Oh, can I see the bell real quick? And for those of you who hate the cowbell, you can thank Brad's Workbench for sponsoring our cowbell.
There's another donation.
Fair.
We're going to get there.
We're getting there. You don't need to tell us.
I'm sorry.
What do you think of Matco wrenches?
They're okay.
Not much. From if you saw my wrench test on them.
My PC's built.
Ooh, 93 here at Great Falls. Good grief.
Oh.
Montana State Fair this week and next. Where is it? In Great Falls? I thought it was in Helena. I don't know where it is. Let's see here. Michael Chesney at TDY in Colorado Springs. Not a lot new to report. That stitch work was beautiful. You need to put it on the back of a jacket.
Aww.
David Elkins. I have a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell.
That's right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, she's high on cowbell tonight, folks.
Bring it on.
And every time she does it, the Labrador loses her mind.
Dad,
Give me the
Dad,
It could be
Dad,
that
my
you have
PC.
her duck.
Sorry. Here's the current status of her duck.
The current status of my PC is taken over TV.
Yes. The older bear is thrilled because he and I put together his first PC build. Was it this morning? Last night. Last night. And
So fun.
yes, he's very excited. That's a sacred cowbell. Yes, it is.
Oh, see, I thought that's what it was.
What do you think about is worth to go against DeWalt? I would not invest in DeWalt. if you go back last year, I did a comparison of all the drill drivers, looking spec for spec, and one of the things that we found out is that of the main, like not the specialty tools, like we're not including Snap-on and we're not including Mac, and especially automotive stuff, but all the other drill drivers out there, they have the highest price per amp hour of any battery, and performance-wise in testing, they're average at best. And they never dominate any field when it comes to drill drivers and stuff, which seems to be the primary tool. Now, if my primary tool was a cordless grinder, maybe I'd go with DeWalt. But other than that, I'd go with about anybody else. I'd go with Harbor Freight. I'd go with Milwaukee. I'd go with Makita. I'd go with Hitachi Metabo. It's I can't find any reason to justify going with DeWalt. Random Things ask, I'm not going to say her name. This is what the largest state in the United States of America. Okay, I got to ask her. Alexa, what's the largest state in the United States of America?
The largest state in the United States is Alaska, which is 663,269 square miles.
Yeah, it says Alaska. What? Don't point, just read it.
In terms of torque wrenches, do you prefer Pittsburgh Pro or Tekton?
I haven't used the Tekton torque wrenches. I cannot say. I have the Icon torque wrench, and I have the Quinn digital adapter. And I'll be honest, I find myself reaching for the Quinn digital adapter for my average stuff, and then if I got something that I need to be really precise, I use the Icon.
And Flyby 804 said, I just got the Tekton 250 pound torque wrench, and it's really nice. 2 thumbs up.
I've heard a lot of people like them.
Maintenance Man said, have you ever done a review comparing different brands of wire strippers?
No, but I should, because I have stripped a lot of wire in my day. A lot of wire.
Really?
Yeah. Got to make those dollars somehow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, work my way through high school or through college. But no, that's a good idea. I should do a comparison of wire strips. The ones I like are like the Irwin style, where it's kind of like a butterfly thing where the 2 tabs come in from the top and grab it and pull it sideways. I don't like the alligator style ones where they come out and they bite and pull them. And then, of course, the old basic ones where they're like, snips and they've got the little notches out of those. I use my teeth for stuff like that. I got perfect. I know the gaps between these teeth for the different gauges.
We're not endorsing,
which you should never do.
Right. That's right, because that would be bad for your teeth and your life.
All right, so the wrench test was great. I'd like to see more of it. We're going to be doing the box side of those wrenches this week.
Oh, sorry.
What does the box side mean?
Derek says,
if you're not going to be part of the conversation, don't chime in from the side, please.
Just want to say thank you for all the reviews you do. You have changed my mind on a lot of Harbor Freight tools. I appreciate your honesty.
I just had to chastise the cub there. He has this tendency to ask silly questions that he already knows the answers to because he thinks he's being clever when he's not being involved in a conversation.
We were all 13 once.
I never was.
Some of us still are some days.
Looking at you.
You don't know. The wrench test. Okay, we just read that one. Greenworks 60-volt trimmer and blower works very well. I've heard that. What's better, DeWalt or Hercules? Hercules does not have higher end tools. DeWalt does, but again, I wouldn't invest in. Price for price, Hercules crushes DeWalt every single time. Good luck finding an actual test comparison where they put them head to head and the DeWalt wins. It just doesn't happen. I've seen Hercules beat brushless DeWalt tools. That said, if you only need a smaller set of tools, or you're willing to wait for the tools to come out, then go with Hercules. If I was buying into a new set, I would probably get Makita and or Milwaukee. Your cowbell issue is similar to a nerd project I did for another YouTuber. Made an audio compressor that upper limits the volume so that no matter, I can do that actually. I didn't even think about that. I have the ability to do that with the setup, and hopefully for next week I will get that done. I can do a noise gate so that any noise above a certain level just goes away. What? You like your cowbell?
I like my cowbell.
You'll still hear it on your end. It just won't be terribly loud for them.
Okay.
Here in Great Falls, Darcy Lynn will be performing next week. Ooh. Have you seen the invasion of grasshoppers in Vegas? Yes. I haven't seen it personally because we're still in Montana, but we've heard stories from our friends back to. And here's the best part. So, letting you in a little secret. This week is the family's last full week in Montana. School starts early in Nevada, so the missus is going to be heading back with the cubs midweek. And the older cub has a deathly fear of grasshoppers.
Wow, Dad.
Yeah.
Wow, you're so nice. You exposed my greatest fear.
Yeah, they're going to be sending you grasshoppers now.
No, please don't. Actually, please don't.
Duncan, honey, they're not going to mail you grasshoppers.
You never know.
Derek asked, what kind of work were you in? Oh, I still need to do a video on that. So when I started off.
Which decade?
Yeah, I started off, actually, I used to say I started off as a carpenter, but actually before that, I was in, landscaping.
Right. Yeah.
And then I started a business doing automotive paint touch-up, and I did that for about a year and a half, and then I got a job as a carpenter, working for a crew that did rehabbed old houses. We tear them down to not less than 30% of the original, build them all the way back up. Did that in southern Ohio, northern Kentucky, and did that for years. And during that time, I've always been into video games. So I taught myself to build computers, and then a friend of mine got a job at this place that was starting up, and apparently they were hiring anybody they could get. They were growing leaps and bounds, and he got me an interview, and they offered me basically, I think it was twice what I was making as a carpenter. And I decided that, maybe I should do this. So I tried that. Then next thing I know, I ended up in San Francisco, and I ran a video game company for almost 20 years. So, and it's not, to say it was a video game company is actually not quite entirely true. We started off as a video game development company, but quickly, right after I came in, we diverged into a tech solution provider for the technology industry in Silicon Valley, primarily focused on video games, but we did a lot of stuff mostly with embedded architecture, if that makes sense. So yeah, I know a little bit about technical
Did you
stuff.
guys see my eyes glaze over?
I was a network administrator. Before that, I also worked in public relations, so I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, I've done a lot.
Daughter of Raw asked how many Allegros just activated.
Yeah, I know. I hate doing that.
Sorry.
But
Somebody else saying the Tecton is a Boss torque wrench.
I've heard lots of great stuff about it. Don't ask Justin
Dow.
Justin Dow. He hates Tecton.
Probably not going to be him.
He was beat up by Tecton when he was a young boy, and he still holds it against him. Michael says, ham radio, Alexa. Most guys who have one have it near the radio, so when you ask, nice. That's great. Always avoid the tool truck. Yeah,
That's true.
Second rule of being a tool guy is stay off the truck. He's like, you just answered my question before I asked. I'll go with the icon. Man, the icon is sweet. It is nice. And there's, look at the test on it, man. You beat Snap-on. Not all strippers are the same. How many times have I said that to you? I used to run, in the tech industry, I ran a lot of Cat 5. I also, in doing construction, not an electrician, but we'd run the raw cable, to the boxes and then have an electrician come in and wire it all up. Mark says he stands by Ego. Yeah, Ego they make top quality stuff. You just pay for it. There's not much of a price break on that. Mike says, wire strippers. I could go all chapter and verse on that subject. If you do, try and get some samples of Teflon coated wires. Very tough to work with. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about the fact that all the different type of wires I'd have to get to do that. But it'd be a fun test to do. It's, because I come back, and then, because I used to, way back in the day, I'm the type of person who never had like one job. I always had 2 jobs, usually 3. So, sorry. Like, when I was working my day job at night, I would go and I was the service manager for a company called Computer Renaissance. And if you ever heard of Played Against Sports kind of thing, it was like that for computers. And, I would do, what do you call it? I forgot. Token ring networks also, because those were still a big thing back then. You had to, you had thin NAD and thick NAD and coax, stripping and all that kind of stuff. I'm having nightmares just thinking about it. Have you ever used I haven't used any of the earthquake tools. I'll be completely honest. I've talked to lots of people who have. I've played around with them, but I've not used them consistently to the point where I can really talk about it. What do you recommend for a good recip saw? It depends on what you're going to do with it. If for light work, I have the Harbor Freight, the one that goes on sale for $20 all the time. I use it all the time. I use it to cut down a small to mid-sized tree last year. I think the tree was it was a box elder, if you know what a box elder tree is. So it's not thick. The trunk's about that thick. I used pruning blades on it, and it worked perfectly for it. It wasn't fun, but it did the job. If I was going to be, I'm a big fan of for stuff like that, using corded tools. I do have the Hercules cordless, and it's amazing. But you have to pick the right tool for the job. If you need a cordless one, that Hercules, and you're not going to get better prices or better batteries for the buck than Hercules. All the batteries are out here. You can get the best quality with the most amp hours per battery out of the Hercules. The Bauer batteries take forever to charge. Yeah, they need to come out with a rapid charger. Don't tell anyone, but they're coming out with I didn't say that.
Scott says, hello, I'm an aircraft mechanic, and I find your show informative. Also, a lot of aircraft mechanics use the U.S. General Toolbox.
Funny you say that.
Yes, that's why I was like, interesting.
I'm going to be doing a video. In fact, if you'd like to email me at red@denoftools.com, I'd like to talk to you. Mm-hmm. We've got friends who they are in the aircraft industry. They buy and sell airplanes, and I'm hoping to get a tour of the one that they currently have setting on the local airstrip. It's a Falcon, and anyway, he was talking to me, and we're talking about the channel and stuff because they're thinking about doing some YouTube stuff, and they're asking for some pointers. And he was saying, tell your guys, if you're a young guy and you want to get into being a mechanic, go the aeronautical route. He said guys coming out of school are stepping straight into 60K jobs and hitting, over 100K within a few years after that. So I like to help, younger folks get started and find a path that works for them. And so we're going to be doing a video on, different career paths for people looking to, work with their hands. So let's hear. The best tool in the truck is the Yeti mug. that's too. Oh man, I got a kink in my neck here. Have you tried Skill Tools? Not the new ones, because they got bought by Shervon a few years ago, and they came out the new 12-volt stuff. And that's what's weird. That's completely different than the other Skill, which is the stuff that uses the worm drive, and I haven't used those either, so sorry. All right. I know we're mine. Oh, Chaka Gillis in the house. I'm so sorry.
Hey.
Cowbell, when she finds it.
Yes. Hey, we still need your address.
Bradley is trash. Absolute garbage. Horrible
crud.
Horrible crud.
3 2, 1.
Eric. Hey, Eric, how's it going, man? He says, I own the Tecton quarter-inch torque wrench. It's tested its accuracy, and it came within 1%. And it's really nice. TNT Rock says, what do you recommend for a good recip saw on a budget? Well, I think I just answered that. I think the best corded recip saw on a budget is the Harbor Freight one. Especially, at $20. It's like 19 something when it goes on sale. And if you get the 2-year extended warranty, I think it's like $5 on it. You could thrash the snot out of it and come back and every year or two get a new one. You get some grasshoppers in the 1,000. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gunner says their older cub is scared of Jiminy Cricket too. Oh, is the older cub scared of Jiminy Cricket too? I think he's okay with Jiminy Cricket. As long as they can talk, you can have a discussion. Jim Adams says, greetings from Bakersfield. Oh, I bet Bakersfield is unbearable right about now.
Yeah. Denver
is a troll. Get him out. All right. Well, I'm sure the other guys will take care of him there. Oh, Terry timed out him. Oh, yep. Smacking those trolls down.
Get in timeout.
Maybe you need to think about it. Sit down there for a minute and think about your life choices.
I was going to say, think about your life choices. That's right.
Dick Tickle's in the house. How do you feel about the current state of video games with the long dev times, the focus on online gaming, and the pay-to-win setup?
Oh, pay-to-win sucks.
Yeah. I think they're learning quickly that pay-to-win is it's a losing proposition. Lots of people still try to go for it. Still think that they can figure out a way to do it, but if a game comes out that there's a pay-to-win path, or as they call in the industry, we call it a paywall. So if there's a free game, at some point you hit this paywall where you can't advance past this, whether it's a hard wall or a soft wall that lets you push. That once you hit that paywall, the game basically stops unless you pay to play it. That will kill about any online game. Now, if you want to look at a game that does it right, look at the guys who do World of Tanks. Now, I don't play World of Tanks. I play, what's the other one?
World of Warships.
World of Warships.
So fun.
And I play this because the company I used to work for, our CFO, who's slightly older than me, I think he's 10 years older than me. One of his hobbies is he's really into naval kind of stuff. He builds balsa wood battleships, complete with like automatic BB guns in them, BB gun cannons, remote control, and they have warship battles on these little ponds with other hobbyists. It's intense. And anyway, he got me into it, and that's definitely a game where you could pay to get
like boats.
Slight edges, like you can get some buffs and stuff like that. You can get paid to get extra boats. But really, and the reality is, if you work hard at the game, you can compete at the same top level as the guys who pay. And that is how you do a successful free to play,
pay to win.
Well, it's not pay to win. It's free to play game, but with a in-game payment component.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Jim Grady, I love Northern Kentucky. The history is interesting. The original Sin City for the mob. Oh, yeah. I went to college, university. I graduated from Anderson High School over in the Ohio side. I was a UC Bearcat for a few years, but I spent a lot of time over in Kentucky, and there's some amazing history back there.
Scott's saying that in Tucson during the monsoon, it's what I call hot and swampy.
Yeah.
I think that is definitely true.
Well, that sounded yummy back there, didn't it?
She's licking her paws like crazy.
Good
she has allergies. You okay?
Any prediction for Black Friday sales? I think it's a little early to be predicting for Black Friday. Derek says he's a software engineer in Austin. Hey, Austin, big tech industry down there.
He's a Silicon Hill.
But he's also into tools. Yep. Do you still build computers? Not really.
You just built one.
I built one for you because you wanted one.
Yeah.
I still have I have a i7 that was built when they first came out. It was built it was a $4,500 system, and I still use that. It's got a few upgrades to it. Mostly, like right now, I'm using a laptop. It's a MSI Stealth. Now, granted, I bought it because I wanted to do some VR stuff because I'm kind of into the VR thing. So, but I'm more. So we did some work. We had some consulting work with NASA and with Tesla and helping doing 3D simulations and stuff like that. So that got me interested into it, and I've been doing, looking at it more. Aerospace industry. Oh, that'd be definitely a place,
I love aerospace.
industry to get into. Token ring shows your age. Thanks, Rob. The second I said that, I knew someone was going to have to call me on that.
Yeah.
TA from Valley, Nebraska. Haven't been able to be on chat. So glad that you're back. We're actually hoping to get through Nebraska. We're kind of making tentative plans for next summer. I want to take the kids out to Iowa and Nebraska. Hey, Justin Dow's in the house. How's it going, man?
Hey.
And sorry, just kind of catch up on there. What's your opinion on those Arctic White U.S. General toolboxes? I like them, but I'm not a grease monkey like Justin Dow who's going to get them all. To be fair, though, I probably wouldn't be able to keep them any cleaner than anybody else. But how about making an animation of Dancing Bear ringing a cowbell to run across the screen? That would be cute.
I might be able to do that. I might be.
Mr. Crawford says, I still run cable at my age and just use a pair of dikes when I have to actually strip them. Yeah, once you've been doing it long enough, you know where the cut line on it is. What's your opinion? Oh, we just covered that. Computer Renaissance, haven't heard that name in probably 30 years. Someone just said there was one in Marion, Ohio. I think they said Marion. Home Handyman's in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
And, Ed said it. Ed, there's one. And let's see here. Atomic Zombie's here. How's it going, man?
Daughter of Ra, yes, I was glazed over when he was talking about computers.
Oh, I can make her go to sleep in about 30 seconds. Have you tried the new Warrior miter saw stand? I have not. I haven't even seen it in person. Deep Freight sent me a pic of it. I was trying to get confirmation, some more specs on it, and they launched it right there in the online catalog before I could even get to that far with it. Guys! Yoda's in the house.
Hey, Yoda.
Funny, the box says rapid charge. Yeah, rapid charge in relation to what? The Herc is an actual, what I would consider a rapid charge charger, but the Bauer I would consider standard. Don't go into machining. Pay sucks. Really?
I think it depends. Well, I don't know. I think it depends on what you're making.
Any idea when the extended line of Bauer tools will hit the shelves? They're rolling every month, man. The new detail sander just came out.
Are those cordless? Because it specifically calls out cordless.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just making sure we're talking about the right thing.
Since Mrs. Bear is headed back to Vegas, are we changing P.O. boxes? We are.
Okay.
Back to the old one.
Yes. So the old one is still valid, which you could have sent things to us at the Las Vegas P.O. box. I just won't be able to see them until we get back. But that is 2251 North Rampart Boulevard, number 177, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89128. And I believe it's pinned somewhere. We can post it again. Nice. But I can also leave you the key for the one here.
Yes. What do you think of the half-inch and 3/8-inch breaker bars with ratchet attachments? I've never tried them. I'm not a fan of them. If I want a ratchet, I'll use a ratchet. If I want a breaker bar, I don't want it to ratchet. It's pretty humid here in Joshua Tree today. It's pretty humid here right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
I do not remember it being as humid as it is.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's weird because it feels like it's been raining every single day, but the water is much lower. I think it's because the snow melt is pretty much gone. 79 here in north central Indiana. Oh. Are you in the Lake District?
104 in western Riverside. $79 in North Central Indiana. Okay, so that's where I need to go.
Do you think Harbor Freight is coming a long way from saying the one only use? What do you think about the Hercules miter saw? I love the Hercules miter saw. I did a video on it. It's my favorite stationary tool that I own. And yeah, they have. I mean, the low end stuff is still there. They've just added a second and third tier above it.
Rodney, I'm clapping my hands. We're happy that you're back safely from trash duty.
Safe and sound. The trash monster didn't get you, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Not today.
Oh,
You look 25, just slightly weathered.
That's right.
Freemium games. That's the word I'm looking for.
25 with experience.
Dick says, good overview. I feel the pay-to-win scheme will hurt the industry. EA is suffering. EA has not a clue how to do. They stumble into some stuff. They've really EA's cornered the market on sports. All right, they bought the rights to every football thing you could possibly think of. They own the rights to rugby. They own the rights to college football. They own professional football, and even arena league. Anything that comes close to football, they own the rights to. And because of that, they've got a monopoly, and they just sit back and rake in the cash. And I don't know what the rest. I mean, Maxis, they just leave those guys alone, let them do their own thing, and make money for them. But EA as a management company is, and I'm not in the video game industry anymore. I'm completely dysfunctional. I'm gonna say this: EA management, their problem is middle management. Their middle management are a bunch of cowardly morons who can't make a decision to save their lives, and they want to do everything by committee, so not one of them can hang. And the problem is, upper management doesn't have the tolerance that some people can maybe make a bad call every once in a while, and you succeed in that company up until the point where you fail, and then you're gone. Sorry. I feel kind of strongly about the way EA runs their company. I've had to put up with their stuff for years, and
now we're in tools. Now we're not in computers.
Pets.
That's right. Home Handyman, 115 in Southern California.
Oh!
Ooh, yuck.
We'll send you a postcard, but we're not coming to visit anytime soon.
Well, I'm going to Vegas. What are we talking about? It's horrible there.
1 hour at the park, and the girls were smoked. Yeah, I bet. Oh, yeah. That's what I said. I'm not looking forward to going back to Vegas. At least it's a dry heat business. You think interested to see my toolbox collection on YouTube? I have 118 toolboxes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? You should start a channel, man. And as I always say, if you guys have a video you want to do, but you don't want to do a channel, do a video, send it to me. I'll post it for you.
Yeah.
The ingredients from PA, Pennsylvania. Hey, remember everyone, if you're trying to talk to us, make sure you put in DentaTools or at the DentaTools so it pops up with that little orange box around it so we know you're talking to us. I tried to read through everything, but then I get behind. And
sounds like Justin had a great day.
But the girls had a great day, and that's how a dad has a great day, is when the kids have a great day. Harbor Freight is not doing away with Hercules. They're just changing the mold. They're coming back. They're in the August catalog with the new shapes and stuff. So, I wish Harbor Freight would put out a folding miter saw, though. The sliding one takes up so much room. It does. It really does. And that would be interesting.
Justin Dow says we're going to try and hit the park super early to beat the heat. Good luck.
Yeah. When's Harbor Freight going to have their tent sale? They got to be having one soon here, right? I think August. So the Warrior miter stand today. Didn't see stops for repeat cuts. A little shaky, but probably just needed for some tightening. Yeah, the stuff set up in the store is never set up well. But it's a $50 miter saw made for 10-inch and smaller saws. So it's not going to have all the features that you're going to really want on it. Do I know when the recip saw for the Bauer is going to be coming out? I don't have a specific date, but I would say beginning of September to be moderate. It could slide longer. It might. They're really pushing hard to get tools out. I know for a fact that the Hercules recip saw, they had literally just told me it wasn't going to be out until the first week of October. Boom, it's in stores. I know for a fact that Eric got the message that people were ticked that this stuff is not coming out, and he is writing people saying, guys, we got to get this fast tracked. We got to get this stuff out. We've been holding off too long on this stuff. So it may be out sooner. There's several items that made it sooner than were projected, and I was surprised about that.
Justin Dow has 4 girls tonight.
Oh my gosh.
We have extra kids. So I think what he's saying is that he would like everyone to have a beer for him because he has to be the designated adult.
Okay. So I got to catch up here because we're way, way behind. Lack of players means lack of competition, which means low pay. Experienced guys will always be hired before you. Very difficult for younger. Oh, as far as being a machinist, that's too bad. Bought the Bauer 20 volt, having buyer's remorse this evening. I don't know how you'd have buyer's remorse on that drill. It's a great drill. Wait to see if I outlast my 18-month-old. All right.
Good luck.
Since I'm so far behind, I got to read just the ones that are highlighted. So if we skip yours, please repost it with @TheDenTool so I know you're talking to me and not just chatting back and forth with everyone. Real quick, I just saw the Doohan's there. I'm planning to do a whole thing on combination wrenches. And DenTools. Hi, Red. Mrs. Bear bought a nice steering wheel puller today with 25% off. Craftsman tools are in Menards, and most of the Bosch and Masterforce are getting clearanced out. That's big news. Wow, that's Masterforce getting clearanced out. That's weird. Random things. Don't do that, man. Hey, Jeff. Rodney says, I have the corded Cobalt miter saw 10-inch. What stand would you recommend? DIY, as you know, 83 degrees. I also know that you're on a tight budget, man, so I would go with the Warrior on that. Or build one yourself. Craftsman tools are everywhere. They are. They're pushing them out all over the place. What's the best way to use it? Buy a U.S. General Toolbox. Find the one you want and check out Harbor Freight coupon database for when the best coupon comes out.
Daughter of Ross, soapbox time. I understand. I keep burning them. He keeps building them.
Hey, that's what I do.
I posted
a video about 12 things. I saw that, man, and I only got through half the video. I got it saved. I need to watch the rest of it. But you know, I totally agree with you. I'm a big one for the 12-point sockets, or not the 12-point, the 6-point over the 12-point sockets. I've never been a fan of the cheaper wobble sets. I have the more expensive wobble sets for the Hercules line. And of course the impact stuff is great. And of course, you know, the skip sizes, but what are you going to do? Eventually they're going to get that fixed, I guess.
Scott says you should check out the Mighty Jingles for World of Warship reviews and advice.
I try not to play anymore, to be honest, because I just don't have the time for it.
And then this is a repeat of the question about the channel lock combination wrenches, which you already addressed. Took a broken P3 Phillips 3/8 Craftsman socket to Lowe's. They didn't have and gave me an 800 number. Next day, spent 48 minutes on the phone and wanted to charge me $8 shipping.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch.
Yeah, sorry. I wish I could say that was a one-off instance, but it's not. I now have a case number for Craftsman. 40 minutes on the phone, still no socket. Jeez. I went M18 thanks to you. The 3 tools so far. Love the Bear family. You have a friend in Sacktown.
Aww.
See, for those people who think I only push Harbor Freight tools, there you go. As I said, I recommend Milwaukee all the time, Makita all the time. You know, the right tool for the job. You know, I'm not brand loyal. I like Harbor Freight because I talk to a lot of guys who are just getting started or who are budget conscious, and for that, they're perfect for that. Mm-hmm. Lowe's sucks. You know, to be honest, I like Lowe's better than Home Depot, but I think it's for 2 reasons. A, I'm not a professional contractor anymore, and B, the Lowe's in my area are better than the Home Depots in my area as far as customer service and quality of stores, but that changes from region to region.
I'm giggling because I saw Jim's message. It says, I was a CTT in the Navy, and I never want to hear Morse code ever again for the rest of my life. Nice.
Hopefully Harbor Freight CEO sees us make some changes. Eric, if you're listening, Gotta watch Justin's channel. What are you doing, dog? Hi. Fanboy. I could use a fan right now.
Thinking Time said, I just want to say hello from Chicago is watching. Hope all is excellent in your life.
If you love us, you'd send me pizza. Deep dish,
Okay.
sausage, and cheese.
We are back on the keto bandwagon, so I would say please don't send him a pizza. But if you really, truly wanted to send him a pizza, an actual Chicago deep dish pizza would be what he would want.
That's my favorite. I know people like New York style, and I'll eat a slice of New York style pizza, but Chicago pizza is my true love.
Also, Geek Health will be back up and running this week. Don't make faces.
Oh, I wasn't making. I was falling asleep there for a minute. Sorry.
I'm gonna stab you with a
Wait,
pen.
just keep helping.
Anyways. So yeah, fell off the wagon there. We're getting back on, so look out.
What's the reason DeWalt dropped the 18-volt batteries? That's all my dad has, and he's still mad. Because they could make more money selling lithium batteries to keep up with the rest of the market. And they told people, we're not dropping them, and immediately dropped them. And that's why when people talk to me about, Harbor Freight, I don't trust Harbor Freight because it's a new line. I'm like, Harbor Freight's been around since the 70s. That's longer than any of the other lines, like Milwaukee or DeWalt have been around. Because you got to remember, those are not the original companies. They were bought out and set up as entirely new companies. So, anyway. Home Handyman says, I just uploaded a review on the Harbor Freight Hercules 11-amp angle grinder. Using it for several days, and now I'm a big fan of these. Well constructed and powerful. Awesome. I'll have to watch that. Why didn't I get a notification? Did you just upload it? Because I haven't been on. We were watching Stranger Things.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what Quick Soul. Is that what it is? Been watching you for months and just realized today I wasn't subscribed. Fix that.
Oh, thank you.
We have all been there, so everybody take a second, make sure you're subscribed. And sometimes I think YouTube does funky things.
Come on. You want to over here. Come on.
Yes,
Up.
you can show your duck.
No, come here. Come here. Sorry, someone was been trying to say hi. Come on. Get it. Oh my gosh.
And then I lose a kidney.
It's like one of those things where they have the orca come up out of the water and
Right.
get the
And
fish.
most of the time it's really cute, and then they have that one person that they spit all the water on.
Yeah.
I think that's what just happened.
Knowledge is power. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Patrick. Lowe's, Chaka says Lowe's doesn't honor their prices. I've not had a problem with them. It all depends on the manager in your store. That's one of the problems with those kind of stores. Grizz, man, how's it going? Nice to see you. Am I getting behind already? Jeez. Harbor Freight has the best warranty of all time. You break the tool, you get a tool. I think they've taken over where Craftsman left off. Walt says, I thought of a new term for workers at Robotics Black & Decker factories in Texas. Parts flippers. That is a good term.
Like burger
Yeah.
flippers.
People keep asking me, well, aren't you happy that they're bringing back these jobs? I'm like, they're buying robots and replacing American jobs with robots. The amount of people in these factories that they're building up are a tenth, if that, of what they used to be. Dahoon says, great job on the Tecton reviews. Keep it up. Good work. Thanks. I've got another review coming up. I got to do their ratcheting wrenches. Really nice. Do you think Craftsman 2000 series toolboxes are worth the money? I looked at them. I don't think they're bad if you get them on a good sale or something. It depends on how you're going to use the toolbox. Toolbox, get rid of the box. It's a tool. All right? So, like, I've got the Cobalt, which is a $500 toolbox. It is flimsy. It's not got great welds or anything else, but it's a $500 toolbox that holds a ton of stuff. It's got a great little, mini hutch up top with power strip and the whole 9 yards. We don't have a garage here, so they're actually stored outside. The wind blew the tarp off the other day, and it rained cats and dogs all over it.
Yep.
Everything inside's dry. I mean, it rained for hours and hours, just torrential downpour, and it's hasn't rusted. Which you leave anything out here in a couple days, it's rusting. So I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with it, but I'm not using it moving it around a whole bunch and banging on it and treating it like crap. I'm careful with the drawers because I know that they're not the heaviest duty things. Like that Harbor Freight they've got next to it. It's a U.S. General 2. I got the top and bottom, and it's built like a tank. I could back the truck into it; it'd probably be fine. But it doesn't have that top thing on. Anyway, keto works. It does work if you stay on it.
Yes.
Yeah, like any diet.
Well, it's kind of a lifestyle change.
It is a huge lifestyle change. Boda Bob says, Dental, why didn't his get the orange thing on it? I never understand it. Oh, it has to be the Den of Tools. So at the Den of Tools. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you, I threw my jeans in the washer 2 days ago. Forgot my iPhone 8 was in the side pocket. Oh, got a good clean. Believe it or not, it still works.
Wow.
That's
They
amazing.
are water resistant.
Well, water resistant, even waterproof is a lot different from getting chugged around in a washer. So, yeah. Daniel says, Erwin Bosch Masterforce are slowly getting the axe at Menards, and the red is moving in all over the store. They must have made a sweetheart of a deal if they're getting rid of Masterforce. Although that's kind of what happened to a lot of the Cobalt stuff at Lowe's. Masterforce, for those of you who don't know, is the in-house brand for Menards. Quicksoul says, just add a Hercules demos to our open box section at the Harbor Freight I work at. We haven't heard anything definitive about what's coming in. Consider they just came out with 2 new ones. Yep, 2 new products, he says. Any coupons on the 10-gallon Central Pneumatic oil loop compressor? Hell, I'll take the 8-gallon. I don't know, but go to Harbor Freight coupon database, enter in the stock number, and man, that's the place to go. That's they have a great site over there. So anytime you have a question about coupons, just enter it over there, and you'll see if there's what the best current coupon is. Plus, you can look at the history for the past couple of years and see what the best coupon in the past has been. So maybe you might think, well, it's been a while since they came out with this one. Maybe I'll wait a month or two to see if they come out with the lower coupon price again. Ron Smith in the house.
Major Weakness says, I'm making a detailed video of my experience getting a single Craftsman socket exchanged. All phone calls and emails documented.
Oh. Yep. Send me a notice when that goes up. I want to see that one for sure.
And Ronald Smith says, are you sure Bella isn't part alligator? She jumps like them when she
she does.
Yep.
Look at the snappers on that one, right?
Yep.
Lone Star Auto in the house. Brad's Workbench. Hey, everyone who hates the cowbell when we get a super chat, you can blame him.
But we love you.
Oh, children.
Yeah.
Child, Griffin.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yes.
On the dash in my truck. I think it's still on the dash. Is that hand plane? It might be under one of the hats. Will you bring it in?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At a garage sale, pick up a hand plane. Don't know if it's worth anything, but if you want it, it's yours. We'll send it to you. Where was I?
Lone Star Auto's having beers.
I wish I had beers. Something on not being keto or something.
You have a wife. You don't need beers. Hey, Virginia Beach.
Someone has to fix the robots. Not always easy. Electronics, mechanics, firmware, software. That's true. I'm not saying that there aren't peripheral jobs involved, but it's not the same that people think that it is. Des Family says loves his Husky boxes. They make a good box. Virginia Beach in the house. The Montevello says. Patrick says, I was told that at Harbor Freight, if you get the extended warranty and the tool isn't working good, take it back and exchange it for a new one. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. There we go. You gonna get that off of there?
Yeah.
Random Things says, I will be back. Well, that's ominous.
I don't see any markings.
Let's see here. Nero says, I have a full set of Tekton ratcheting wrenches, 6-point box. They're great. The install snag reversing switch gets stuck from grime, though. Yeah, that can happen to a lot of them. Eagle Wars says, how can SK Tools have such bad chrome on their wrenches? I was stunned. I mean, it was like icing on there. Like old icing that gotten hard, it just cracked. And it just... Nobody else had a problem like SK did, and I'd heard that they had problems with it. I'd used the sockets and stuff before, and there's not as much flex, I think, on those sockets as there is on the wrench, and it really showed on the wrench. SK had talked about sending me some free tools to review. I'm guessing they're not going to after that one. Forget Shark Week, when's Lab Week? Oh, that'd be a great series of video. Anyway, Brad, here we go. I'm trying to see if there's any markings on it. Anyway, it's got a metal handle, so it's probably a newer one. But it was like $1 at the garage sale. So we picked it up. So, anyway, let us know. If not, it'll go on the shelf next to all the other old tools we have. What's that? Woo! Haha.
Cool.
Keto snack.
Dark chocolate.
Can I have a bite?
Nope.
No.
The Chevy Man says he loves hand planes. Brad, I played the 5th.
Yeah. I was trying to think if I got any cool tool things today.
Florida in the house. Me again, Dave is here. Yankee Cantrell says since 12-volt tools
Are making a comeback. Is it time for the 10.8 NiCads to return?
I think I had some of those. Craftsman are made in China, so I buy Harbor Freight when I got the coupon. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I hear moonshine is keto friendly. Very much so. Do you have any opinion on Capri tools? I don't. Haven't worked with them enough to actually voice an opinion. Sorry. No pleading the 5th when your sticker's on it. Chaka says, not so super chrome then, huh? No, it actually cracked and broke off. I could not believe it. I was stunned.
So I could have an extra chromosome.
I thought you were on a diet. Spit that candy out. We're keto, and dark chocolate is allowed on keto.
Yep.
It's a weird diet. But yeah, there's some things you can still have. Like I can eat a whole steak. I can have bacon. I can do all sorts of stuff. What is the chat email? I'm not sure what you mean by the chat email.
Do you mean what is the email address you should send something to?
That is.
We added it. An Eagle Warrior, we don't drink coffee. But Bulletproof coffee is supposed to be amazing. I know tons of people who love it. Kerrygold butter is great. But no.
You gave it to me once. I hated it.
I don't think I gave it to you. I think I gave you poison and told you that it was keto coffin.
Same thing.
I just said keto coffin. Oops. Freudian slip.
How do you feel about Knipex? I don't like Knipex tools. Knipex. Pronounce it correctly there.
Yeah.
Sorry, this chocolate. Why did you give me something so hard to chew?
There you go. So, now it's my turn.
Do you get me ice?
Mwahaha. What?
I actually like their tools. I don't have a lot of them though. And it's. I think you need to be in a really specialized field to justify going with Knipex. I mean, if I was an electrician, I could see paying a little bit extra to go with Knipex. But for the most of the stuff that I do, I'm not going to see the massive performance difference between those and, like, say, the Doyle tools from Harbor Freight. Check out Scoutcrafter. We have. Somebody told us last week about them, and I did check them out. I've even subscribed. If Brad doesn't want it, I don't have a hand plane of any kind. That plane looks kind of rusty, but I got a way to clean that up. It is, I mean, cleaning surface rust. Surface rust is nothing. It's always easy to clean off surface rust. Chris says, I got some Capri copper tubing cutters from Amazon, but I haven't used them yet. Copper tubing cutters should be pretty easy. I mean, copper is super soft. So it doesn't take much to cut copper. Scal says, I ate too many. Hey, Scal, how's it going? I ate too many chocolate chip cookies. Now I have a stomach ache. That can happen. Let's see here. Keto equals bacon and whiskey diet. You had me at bacon. Bacon and whiskey, man. That's like my kryptonite right there. Boda Bob's, relatively new to your channel. You advise and vids are much appreciated. Thank you, Boda. We appreciate you having you here, being part of the community. The Lone Star says, Nipix are best. Channel lock is second. I used to be a huge fan of channel lock. In fact, if you watch the video, you'll see a lot of old channel lock tools that I use. I've got suppliers. I've got the quote unquote channel locks, the tongue and groove. I've got some needle nose, a couple different types of needle nose, and I like them. But the newer stuff, again, it's one of those cases of I can get something just as good for a lot less. Terry Raffizer, what? What'd I say? What'd I do? What do you think of Irwin screwdrivers? My favorite are the Napa Carlisle. I haven't used. I'm actually going to do a video on screwdrivers. It's probably going to happen after I get back to Vegas. I've been collecting them here and there.
Wait, what is it that you just said? I'm making a note.
About screwdrivers. I need to do a video on screwdrivers. I like the Irwin screwdrivers. I like the Duncan, what did you do with my screwdriver?
Absolutely nothing.
You were playing with it.
It's probably right there, sir.
It's not right here.
Then I don't know what happened, sir.
Did you just
use
another tool live on there?
I know. Here it is. He hid it behind my keyboard.
I did not, sir.
You heard it here. He hid it.
I'll be honest. So, I like the Tekton ones, but I bought these a while back. And I know the first thing people are going to look at them and go, you've got Snap-on screwdrivers, but they're not.
Give it.
They're knockoff Harbor Freight screwdrivers. They're pro set from Harbor Freight. And they work pretty good. I like the triangular sides. That's what I like about the Tekton ones also. But these, I mean, they feel cheap, but they work decently.
Oh no! Eagle Warrior said he thinks his HVAC repairman stole his set of Knipex.
Oh my gosh! Time to hunt him
or
down.
it's really well hidden.
I have some old wrenches that say BonnieCon Japan on them. Ever heard of them? I have heard of them. I've never used them. I don't have any, but I remember seeing some when I was looking through some search results.
Oh my gosh. I am dying. It's so hot here.
Brad, did you respond if you wanted that plane? I didn't. If you did, I didn't see it.
And no, I did not find any square nails.
Yeah. Buffalo in the house. By the way, speaking of things to look for, so we've got friends who own Montana Roots, which is a secondhand, they don't like to call it a thrift store, but it's a,
reused.
Yeah, reused and collectibles kind of store. Everything from just like reused stuff to antiques and whatnot. Broad range of stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Guy came in, I was sitting there hanging out with the owner. We were chatting about some stuff. And guy came in looking for wooden tips for for cigars. Along the lines of like the plastic tips you see on the Swisher Sweets. Apparently, they're quite collectible. They're almost impossible to find. And if you find one still on a cigar, you've got a real find. So if you're out and about looking for something, you find something like that, let me know.
Did a baby bear just die? No. Not yet.
I have to get the 10-inch one, huh? I don't know. I think I have the 10-inch channel lock right now. Brad said, I think I missed my comment. You missed it. Well, I like the look of it. Interesting lever cap. I'll email you about it and see what we can work out. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you'll have to, reimburse me the full, what do we pay? I don't know. Paid 75 cents. Anyway, whatever. I'm just pulling your leg. The hello from LA. I'm looking for 150-pound drawer slides and lock sets for vintage toolboxes. Where do you think I could find the best quality items in bulk?
Huh.
Not a clue.
Somebody here, I'm sure, has an excellent lead, and they're going to chime in shortly.
Hopefully.
Henry Proctor is looking for information, so if you have any leads on where you could get 150-pound drawer slides and lock sets for vintage toolboxes, send him a message.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. I've also Andrew says I've also noticed channel locks are priced competitively against Doyle's. They're priced competitively against the Doyle regular price, but you can use that 25% off coupon on Doyle.
Stephen,
Hold on.
daughter of Ra.
Bear,
Yeah,
can you please stop thundering through the house?
sure.
Thank you.
Stephen says daughter of Ra, or no, daughter. You're going to get the dog to kill me.
Come here.
So with the bacon, I would just recommend that you not do it on your barbecue because, as we all know,
Come here.
it's the number one leading cause of lighting your barbecue on fire. Or maybe I'm your number one leading cause for lighting your barbecue on fire. Anyways, I successfully used the barbecue today and didn't light it on fire. So
She wasn't cooking bacon.
I wasn't cooking bacon.
I think she'll never cook bacon on the barbecue ever again.
I honestly was a little scared. I've been cooking it in the oven,
Yeah, it turns out really good when you cook it in the oven. I have to say that.
not incinerated.
Your screwdriver went the way of the infamous 10mm socket.
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick says I bought the Cobalt Vice grips. They're junk. Shredded the teeth off in one use. That's too bad. Good to know, though. Thanks for sharing that with everyone. I've seen them. I've looked at them. Like, I remember passing the store. I didn't even pick them up. But I remember thinking that I should consider them. Are you playing with my mouse again?
No, I'm trying to read Thomas's message. It says, my daughter came out to the garage and said, Mom said it's okay. You can obsess over your new toolbox girlfriend. It'll get old and rusty. So I said, if you're mean like your mother?
Oh.
Ouch.
Who was it? James said it's 72 in Western Washington.
Let's
Go
go.
close the bathroom door, please.
It's open?
Yeah.
I feel like I have a black eye.
It's got a passive vent in the bathroom. It doesn't have an active vent, and the humidity just comes in through there into the rest of the house.
I have a black eye, Dad.
Yes, you do.
You do?
Yeah. Stop beating yourself up.
It hurts.
You
You say
a lot. I do. It is a horrible habit that anybody who speaks publicly should stop doing. And yeah. So.
Yep. Thanks for letting us know.
Are you still looking for the wooden mallard ducks for hunting the old ones? Yes, I am. I love the old ducks. I do.
There's one currently looking.
Yes, he's right there. Mr. Duck
Does it
Face.
have a name?
Ducky McDuck
Not
Face.
like Steve.
Yeah, not like Steve.
Okay.
Extra points for the missus. She always gives you. She's biased.
Whatever.
Only a little.
She's my
Tiny Pyramid
ally.
says, might have missed this, but have you used the Portland electric pressure washer? I'm wondering whether it's a good... I haven't used it. I bought it. It's sitting right there. And every day it rains. Every single day. The only time it doesn't rain is like when we go to Yellowstone or when we go up to Butte or something. I'm waiting for it to not rain. I haven't washed my car in 2 months, my truck. Wanting to wash it with a freaking pressure washer.
Yep, he actually went out and got my truck, my Jeep, dirty, and then the rain keeps making it clean.
No, but then we get money in, and then you took it in for service,
Oh, right.
and they
cleaned
washed it.
Yeah.
was
I think
so
they
pissed.
were doing us a favor. They were being nice and making the car clean. If they'd made the inside clean, that would have been amazing. But
Thomas is
the
hanging out on the
outside.
couch. Must be nice.
Yeah.
You can grill bacon. You just need a frying pan. Yes. Well, we kind of made one out of tin foil, but then the edge of the tin foil got bent down from the weight of the grease and started a grease fire, and she burned my grill.
Oh, now it's his grill. See that? It's his grill.
I cooked bacon
You can,
on the grill the first time, and it came out perfectly.
since it's your grill, you should cook everything on it.
I did set it on fire too, but I put it out.
Yeah.
She came running in going, "Hey, girl, your grill's on fire." I was on a phone call. No, really, the grill's on fire.
Yep.
I'm
You
like,
had to
put
call
it
them
out.
back.
So
You
you
had to call them
can't.
back.
Microwave bacon. I tell her repeatedly, microwave bacon
No.
is awesome.
Sid, do you have a family of 5 or 10? Because microwave bacon's not happening.
You don't know.
Good
missed
night, Scorpion Sunday.
Good night, Scorp. Steve
Night.
missed the bacon cooking night. Yeah, so I'd done it the week before. Came out perfectly. I did catch the little thing of grease on fire, but I just pulled it off the grill and stomped it flat. No problem. She catches it on fire. Can't figure out how to put it out. Comes and tells me the grill's on fire. I'm like, well, close the top. It'll suffocate or something, right?
Nope.
Close it up. Then she's like, it's really still on fire. And I'm on the I don't remember who I was on the phone with, but it was a business call. I couldn't
Yep.
just get off
Mhm.
the phone. And finally, because I'm like, well, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't really need to jump up and get off this phone call because she's an adult and can handle a simple fire on the barbecue by herself. Apparently not. She panicked. We all sometimes fall down. It's not whether you fall down, it's how quickly you get back up.
And yell at your husband that it's really on fire, like fire extinguisher fire.
Yeah.
And
So
then
I
he
had to
needs
tell the
get off
person
phone.
that I'm sorry, I have to go. My wife set the grill on fire. Lovely conversation to have. I walk outside. It's on fire, and I grab the little tong thing because she's still using that tinfoil tray kind of idea like I had done. Grab it, fling it off onto the grass, stomp it flat, turn off the gas, walk back inside without saying a word.
I think people don't really appreciate when I say that it was on fire. It's not like, oh, the thing of grease was on fire. That was on fire. But if you close the lid when it's on fire, the lid catches on fire. So
The lid did not catch on fire.
The paint.
You burned the paint off. The fireproof paint she burned off.
It's not fireproof, obviously.
Anyway.
Yeah. So microwave bacon, I put it in the oven.
Just never try to cook refried beans on the grill either. Oh.
Thank you, Rodney.
Brandon says their local Lowe's is going through the Cobalt change. Grizz bought a Bremen Vice Grip long nose pliers. What'd you think of them? I have not tried those out yet. Brad, saw your review. You think the Harbor Freight Jaw Horse is going to drop in price or go up after these first few weeks out? I think it will probably hover at around that same price. If you think about the fact the MSRP price for the Jaw Horse, the Rockwell, is $180 basically. The standard list price in stores is $150, and it goes on sale for as low as $99. They're exactly the same. They're both solid steel construction. They're the exact same specs, and the Franklin one is essentially the Rockwell version 1.5. That's, they fixed all the little annoying habits. Like, I really hate the leg locking mechanism on the Rockwell, and I hate the fact that when it folds it up, they still have these big stirrup kind of feet sticking out, and that roller thing is worthless. But the rest of it's great. But it's got better feet, better locking mechanisms. It folds up into a compact. When you fold it up, the bottom leg kind of goes over everything, locks into place. You can pick it up and use it as a handle. It's also got a better jaw, like the pattern on the rubber on the jaw on the inside is better. So it's why would I mean I don't see them having to really compete as long as they stick at that price point. Yeah, I know you said if it ever goes down to 70, I don't see it going down to 70. I think at in $90 it's a steal. Because I think you'll be able to get that like probably once a month or once every other month at that price. I know some people are having a problem using the coupon. I wrote a letter to my contacts over at Harbor Freight. Unfortunately, they're not on the business side, so it takes longer to get a response because they have to then pass it along. Then it comes back to me.
Me Again Dave says your lawn must look awesome unless no sunlight. No, we have sunlight.
Yeah.
The grass is growing. Daniel says bacon in the microwave. No, Red.
Although our
In the
neighbors
oven.
mowed it the other
Yes,
day.
they're very sweet. They mowed it for us.
We'd gone to Yellowstone, came back, and it was all mowed. And he was like, well, I
Yes.
was already doing it, so I just kept
Yeah.
going.
Yep.
We only have a front yard. We don't have a backyard.
Yeah.
I need
Cast
to put my
iron
arm in.
griddle over barbecue for bacon.
Yep.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you cook bacon on as long as it's in a cast iron. Yeah, that's usually. Have you ever cured your own bacon? I have not. That sounds like something fun to do.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, so I have recently been hearing about beef bacon. Has anyone had beef bacon? Where do you get it? Is it yummy? The picture I saw basically looked a lot like brisket, but it's beef bacon.
Drop it. Drop it.
Since we're on keto and we are eating
Mine.
lots of meat, I would love to try it, but I have no idea where to get it. Thank you for making the dog insane.
This is why you don't throw out the ashes so you can put out grease fires.
Thank you, Eagle Warrior.
Whatever you do, don't throw flour on it. That's what you said. You said, "Oh, I should have thrown flour on it." I'm like,
no, that's not what I said.
It is what you said.
Enjoy his last teeth.
Bodo says he was in Lowe's looking at the Craftsman toolboxes, found the drawers difficult to open, and soft close did not close the drawer. I like soft close. I like the idea of soft close. I don't think in a shop environment I want soft close. In the kitchen, it's nice. In the shop, I want to know it's closed. I want a nice, crisp close on it. Panic is the worst thing you can do during a fire. Voice of experience. That's totally true. In any kind of emergency, panic is what kills.
Because when you're panicking, you're not thinking.
It's fireproof. It's just not Mrs. DeBear proof.
That is so true, Jim. There should be
Oh.
like a special
Terry,
rating.
$5. Good night. Good night, Terry.
Hey, go hibernate. Have a great night.
I might.
3, 2, 1.
Nobody likes you, Brad.
We love ya.
Friend burned the patio off their house using a turkey deep fryer.
Oh, we had a
my
friend.
gosh.
Oh, the embarrassing part is he's a fireman.
Oh.
Well, see?
He'll never live that one down.
Yes, the fire was definitely above 750 degrees. It says fireproof is only good to 70. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot.
So you're going to say we had a friend who did what?
That accidentally set their grill on fire? Or
Yeah, it was one of those pellet grills that everyone sets
Yes.
on fire.
Yeah.
I also had a friend, we were doing, so my buddy from Georgia that I worked with in the video game industry, we decided to do our own Thanksgiving thing. He decided to bring a turkey fryer and fry the turkey in the parking lot. I get a call the next work day from management saying, "Did you guys fry a turkey in the parking lot?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." I walk out there. There is a 10-foot circle of grease. I could not believe he did that. It's not as bad as the one guy who tried to set up a hot tea maker on the carpeting. I'm like, oh yeah, that can't go bad at all.
It's everyone has a teachable moment there.
Simon, what do you think of the Hercules table saw? I think it's an excellent saw. I think it's as good as anything else that's out there. I don't think it's leaps and bounds of better than like the miter saw, the sliding miter saw. I think is better than the competition. The Hercules table saw I think is right in line with the competition. When it's cheap, like the $250 coupon, it's a no-brainer. I did a whole video. I did 2 videos on it, so you should go watch that. The bacon comes from a pig soapbox moment. What did I do? Did I go off on? Oh, I should be. Oh, she's saying that's her soapbox. That there's no such thing as beef bacon. It comes from a pig.
Well,
when I
was researching it,
what did I ask you?
I
You
had
told
no
me.
idea.
I'm like, is there chicken bacon?
Okay, so that was the
No.
thing. So I started researching beef bacon, and there's this whole article all about alternative bacons. There's a salmon bacon.
There's not.
There is. There's a salmon bacon. There is a turkey bacon. There is a beef bacon.
Next year, tell me there's veggie bacon.
I have not seen that.
There might actually be
Well,
that.
Start from here
There-
with Chevy, man. I got to go use
Yeah.
the facilities.
Not allowed.
Bella?
Move, hound.
I think she's like eating the stuffing out of that. Okay. Chevy Man. So if you guys have tried the alternative bacons, I've tried the veggie bacon. I'm not a fan. Not that I'm against veggie things. I just felt like it tasted really chemically. For my wife, I let my wife cook bacon on the grill as long as the griddle is on there. That's right. Mrs. DeBear, this is from Daughter of Ra. How is he not a bearskin rug? You know, I ask myself that like once an hour.
Every 24 hours.
And what I can come up with is I married it. Yep, I married it. Bear crazy and all. Uncooked pork belly, which you would use to cure and smoke bacon, costs as much as smoked bacon. Okay, good to know. Grace Mount says, "Sun far so good as the Bremen." Okay, that's a tool question. We'll have to go back to that. If you have a local butcher, I would ask them about beef bacon. That's a good idea. Brisket and pork belly come from similar parts of their respective animals. Here in Chicago, we can get lamb bacon. I think I saw that. So I will go talk to the butcher. Daughter of Ross says there's a bounty on Brad's bell. And Grace Mount said, so far so good on the Bremen Vice grips, but haven't pushed it yet. They are good enough to buy a large pair soon. Okay. What?
Can I get back in my seat?
No.
Okay.
You gave it up. No. All right.
I'll let you run with it for a while.
I'll let him back.
Oh.
Ow.
See? Cramping my style, kid.
I am your style.
What? You never played Super
Turkey bacon is basically chopped and formed turkey reconstituted into bacon shapes with meat glue.
Yes.
Yes.
And for those of you old enough to remember, there's also sizzling.
Okay, what is that?
Yeah, nobody's sure. Bacon sells for $5 a pound in the store. Woo!
Huh. Aubrey, I read that you can use blood in place of eggs for baking. Might make an interesting devil's velvet cake.
That sounds nasty.
Didn't
you use something?
Yeah, I made
7-Up?
soda cakes.
Soda cakes?
So I made a chocolate cake with like cola, and I made a yellow cake with 7-Up.
They were really good.
So, yeah, they are pretty good. And it was one of those things where I had forgotten all about it until we went to a potluck and somebody had made one. And I was like, oh, yeah, I love those. So.
Daniel says, I still not feeling all that great since leaving the hospital last Saturday. And give a shout out to my boring channel if you would.
Aww.
I don't eat much bacon or pork. Well, that's probably good for you.
Daniel, we would love to encourage people to go to your channel.
Speaking of which,
not boring.
we should take a moment to say thank you for all of the mods here. That's everyone you see there, like Brad's workbench, who has the little wrench next to it. It says moderator there, or if you hover over it. They all spend their time helping out, squashing trolls, answering questions that we can't get to, stuff like that. Most of them are also creators in their own right, so please go check out their channels. You know, give the video, watch one of their videos, give it a like, just as a way of saying thank you. Maybe consider subscribing, ringing the bell. Also, if you're on the Dead Tools and you're not a subscriber, why not? We have free subscriptions all month, all year, in fact.
Yes.
Anyway, what's the best thing about Friday the 13th Part 1?
I have no idea. Is there bacon in there?
It was
Bacon?
scary when it first came out. These days, it's just like, oh, look.
I don't know. I'm finding that as an adult, watching them again with my children, I find that there are lots of movies where I didn't think anything was like sketchy or inappropriate, but watching it with my kids, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not see that? And then other things that I thought were super scary, I can't figure out what it was that was so scary. Probably another sign that I'm getting old.
Jim Hallis breaks down what I was talking about on the Franklin workbench thing, or not workstation. There's $119 on sale down to $99 coupon with the current coupon, but if you use the 25% off friends and family, it takes it down to $89.99. If you get any grief from your store manager, challenge them on it. It doesn't say it on the coupon that it's excluded, and it says off of any one thing in the store, these items excluded. It doesn't say excluded. They don't have the right to just say, oh yeah, there's hidden items that are excluded. They have to call that out. There's German sausage called Blutwurst. Yeah, I'm German. I've had all the kind of sausage and the wursts and that's what they're called. And Metwurst, bratwurst, all that. It's full of Kevin bacon. Nice.
I know, I saw that. That's what I was giggling about.
Add a jar of jammed cake mix for very moist cake.
Yes. I also...
Or pudding.
Yes. I have also done a thing where I like to do layered cakes, like 2 or 4 layers or whatever. And I like to add some preserves to the frosting and make that part of the layering. He hates it because it's usually like raspberry or something else that he doesn't.
It's wrong. It's a sin against God.
Oh my gosh. See what I'm working with here, people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoda says, check out his channel. He's doing a Gear Wrench giveaway about 35 subs away from the drawing. Yoda's a great guy. Got to check out his channel. In fact, I recommend, there's a lot of creators on here. If you're a creator, feel free to point it out. All of our moderators, I would highly recommend their channels, even some of the ones who aren't here. But, everyone probably except for Brad's Workbench. I would avoid that channel at all costs.
Brad,
Don't
listen
go
to
there,
him.
whatever you do.
Don't listen to him.
David Miller says, got confirmation from manager at Harbor Freight. The Hercules line is not being restocked. Is this a good time to buy? Stay away. Your manager doesn't know anything. I've talked to corporate, multiple people at corporate, different levels, regional managers. I've got confirmation at the wazoo. It is getting restocked. It's not getting restocked in that same form factor. They're going to look slightly different. In fact, I believe the pictures of the new ones are in the August flyer.
Daughter of Ross says, I'm of the mind that horror is stupid. Why do you go into the house or in the car or the woods or the basement? Be smart. Just go home. The kid said that.
It's funny. The kids, when they were little, used to ask me if monsters were real. And my answer to them, which I think none of them really had them. Any of the kids afraid of monsters?
Not anymore.
Was I said monsters aren't real because if they were real, Daddy would hunt them. And if I wanted to hunt them, then that means I could go to the sporting goods store and get a license because the government's going to tax anything they can. They won't let me fish anything without a license. They won't let me hunt anything without a license. So we went to the local Big Five and I asked for a monster hunting license and they said they don't sell those.
That's right.
I remember when I asked him if monsters were real. He said no because they were dead. I was like, that's right. If you find monsters, Dad's gonna kill them.
Hunt them, cook them, barbecue them, make sausages out of them.
Sausage.
Oh, yeah, Sasquatch sausage. That's some tasty
Yep.
stuff. Who is M Best? M Best, Mike. The channel.
Mr. Beast?
No, M Best 12, the guy who does all the gun stuff.
Oh yeah.
He has a great one. It's like if gun guys were in a horror movie and they're all sitting around and Jason breaks in the front door and they all pull out guns and Jason goes running, screaming away. I always love that.
Chris said I did a vid a couple of weeks ago called DeWalt Fanboy. I was thinking of you.
Oh, channeling. I like it. I'll have to check it out. Write that down. Chris Gillum Man Stuff. I need to check that one out.
Not right now.
Let's see here. Yoda says he gets 20% of clearance on back wall items. Wow.
What?
Have you ever tried any of the Harbor Freight welders? I have the wire feed welder. I've had a higher end one. I didn't really get to use it because we didn't have 220 and we ended up moving from the house before then. I sold it. Whole long story. And I'm thinking about getting another one, but we got to get set up in a new location. So right now I only have access to 110, so I'm limited as to the welders I can use. That said, I think all the welders from Harbor Freight are very good. And I'm also going to be doing a video on wire feed welders because I think there's so much snobbery in the welding community that for the average homeowner and DIYer, wire feed is more than good enough for all the stuff that you need to get done. Now, even at 110, I've seen lots of work done with them, and it holds up to a lot more abuse than people give it credit for. There's a reason all the big names, you can buy a Lincoln wire feed, you can buy a Hobart wire feed. If it wasn't a good welder, they wouldn't sell it. How is duck sausage? I I've had duck sausage a few times. Never been a fan of it. It may just be the way it was made.
With duck.
Duck has to be cooked right. It's really easy to do duck bad. Poor Brad. Don't say poor Brad.
Oh my goodness. Brad says, you know that he's had people message him and ask him why you hate his channel? Oh my gosh. Brad, we love you. And anyone who's watching, he's part of the family. There's no hating. We love his channel.
It's just good-natured fun. I figured if I say definitely don't go there, people are going to go there. That's inevitably when you say don't do this thing, the first thing they go is, well, why not?
Whatever you do, don't look down.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Oh, go check out Brad's channel. He's got a great channel.
Now we have to have a whole
Jeez.
Saturday all about Brad.
People, we need to do a video on how to understand sarcasm. I'm sorry about that. Grizz says Brad's workbench. That's what I found with Pittsburgh. Oh, you're talking to Brad. Monsters are real. Most of them hold elected offices. Well, that's the other thing I do tell the kids is there are actually real monsters, and they walk on two legs, and they look like people. And there's some really terrible, terrible monsters out there.
Yeah, kind of along the same lines of explaining bullies to children. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I just read Jim Grady's comment.
Okay.
Tell the kids Nancy Pelosi is hiding under their beds.
Can you get that thing developed from behind your water bottle? It should say EVGA on it. Yep.
So, not to get into politics, one side or the other, but I lived in her district. I don't care who you are, left, right, center, Piscatarian, I don't care. That woman is a witch, and I'm sure she eats children.
Really?
She's got a gingerbread house
Moving
off in the hills of
on.
Marin,
Moving
and she
on.
eats children.
Honey, moving on.
Fruit on cake is a sin. It is.
No. Who
So is
said that?
fruitcake.
No!
Oh.
Fruit on cake
Said
is
that.
good.
Paul, I am so sorry. You need a hug. You definitely need
The
a
only kind
hug.
of cake I really like. Okay, here's how Iowa I am. Chocolate cake, double layer chocolate cake in a bowl with ice cold milk filled up a quarter of the way.
Weird.
Cake soup. It's awesome.
Which he's not currently indulging in.
Nope.
Because he's keto.
Uh,
If you see him out at the bar with cake, give me a call.
Aubrey, hey Aubrey, how's it going? Found an old Irwin made in the USA Vice Grip Nutbuster at Ace Hardware earlier this year. Wow.
Cool.
Thomas says, I sent you an email with attachments of pics with the Cobalt 300 mechanics set at the foam trays. You did. Did you just send it to me? Because I don't think I got it. Maybe it got caught by my spam. I haven't looked at my email. If you sent it tonight, I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at my email today. Always pays to check out local hardware stores. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Especially the mom and pops, because quite often they have stuff that you don't see in the big boxes.
Yeah.
So I presume a place was found in Vegas. Yeah, technically.
Yep.
Do you guys remember when I said I had access to another house in Vegas? Yeah, that's where we're going to be staying for now. Actually, Hercules is changing their color to a more Makita teal color and change their batteries up. Why would they change it to a more Makita? I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. Chevy says, I'm a MIG and TIG man. MIG is the everyman's welding. If you can't weld with MIG, I mean, it's just, but as many people say, don't start with MIG because it's so easy. You won't learn all the ins and outs of the really hard kind of stuff. I would love, though, to get to the point where I could do TIG weld. I want to also work with aluminum. I have dreams like making my own travel trailer. Lucky Driver says, howdy, y'all. Sorry I showed up late to the party.
That's okay. We missed ya.
Aubrey says, ducks are great. Duck meat. Yeah.
Duck eggs are great.
Oh, duck eggs are great. How's the big green box holding up? Clay, it amazingly well. We use it every day. The tarp came off of it. It got rained on for like 2 days straight. Hail, all sorts of stuff. Everything inside is dry, runs great, or works great. I mean, because we had like electrical plugged into it and everything. I can't say enough about it for $500 box. What do you think about the Harbor Freight air compressors? I've done a lot of videos on them, so I'm not going to go into it a lot. You can go back and look at it. But I think that for the price, they're the best choice in the market in most regards. It all depends on what you're going to use them for. I found that since air tools are kind of on their way out because most people are going with cordless electric, that you don't really need the big compressor like you use anymore. And I just end up using that Fortress 2-gallon. I mean, I had a 21-gallon. I've got the McGraw right now sitting in storage because I just don't use it. And that 2-gallon Fortress does everything I need it to because, maybe if I get back into spray, paint spraying and stuff like that, but I've got for the house kind of stuff like that. I got airless sprayers and anyway. She's going to remove my soapbox rights. Good luck.
Yeah.
Better than you have tried it before.
Really?
Yep.
Nope.
Welders, I agree. For the home gamers, Harbor Freight's offerings are more than adequate. The only downside I know of are parts, which is the Achilles heels. And I have said, anybody who's been around the channel, people try to say I'm a fanboy. I call Harbor Freight out on stuff. Parts. They know it. I've told them about it. They know it needs to get fixed.
Oh, Brad, we totally understand. He said he's going to try to hop back on later. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
Night. Hope you can spend time with the girls. Have you heard anything about the Job Smart 125 amp feed welder from Tractor Supply? I've not heard anything about that welder specifically. I've seen the Job Smart ones. I knew a guy who had a small farm over in California and used the Tractor Supply stuff religiously. He swore by them. I don't think you can go wrong with one if you can get it at the right price. And the one thing about Tractor Supply is you got to check out the clearance section. They have in every section of the store, they have one little shelf designated as clearance. And man, when Tractor Supply clears stuff out, they clear it out. They don't pretend like Harbor Freight. You go back to the clearance section, it's like it's missing 3 pieces, and that's like still only 20% off. Tractor Supply, it's like it's 90% off, and it's still in the box, brand new. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The bread is a redheaded stepchild.
I think he's talking about keto stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And Chevy, I think you mean fruitcake is only good for a doorstop.
Flock of seagulls.
Apparently one of them flew by and whacked him in the knee.
My knee popped on me.
PP.
Oh.
Is it PEP or are those initials? It says I'm doing keto as well. Lost about 22 pounds. Good job.
Good for you. Hipsters. Hey, hipsters and hippies in the house.
Hey.
I looked at the hammer drill and the clearance for $87, but because I would have to buy a charger, it would actually cost me $10 more than a brand new one. Yeah, I don't get how the clearance section used to be a lot better than it is these days. Anymore, I just wait for the open box sales, on the parking lot sales. What?
Mike says, Bear Freight. Good job.
Rum cake. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Amen on Nancy. It's just, I mean, the woman went from practically nothing to suddenly being worth millions and millions of dollars, and her husband's company just keeps getting these contracts after contracts.
Gunner,
It's
1,
amazing.
2, 3, 6. If I see Red out in public eating cake, I won't snitch. Snitches end up in ditches.
With stitches.
That's right. I'm just saying, you should send me a picture.
Lucky says, I'm a stick and MIG guy. So growing up in farm country, stick is pretty much all I ever knew. Can I have a drink?
No?
It was. In fact, I was in my late teens before I realized there was something other than stick welding that you could do. I thought it was all stick. And that's because people are working outdoors, they're working on tractors, they're working in the field, fixing something that's broken. So, when you're doing that, stick is the way you go. MIG just wasn't a thing back then. I don't know. I hate the way this thing jumps. And I am on live chat. I'm not on top chat. Harbor Freight desperately needs to standardize on a single battery for the. It's not going to happen. And before you call out Harbor Freight on it, first of all, let me say this. You're preaching to the choir. I said the same thing to them. I said they missed an opportunity. I chewed them out over it and told them that they basically, the poodle on that one. And because they had a chance to set the bar for the rest of the industry. But nobody else does it. Think about it. TTI makes Milwaukee, Rigid, and Ryobi. Their batteries aren't interchangeable. Stanley Black & Decker makes DeWalt, Craftsman, Porter Cable, Black & Decker. And Mac. The Mac tools are interchangeable with DeWalt. That's the only one. Nobody else does interchangeable battery platforms between the multiple families of tools. They just don't. I wish they would. I wish we could get past that, but that's not going to happen.
Shane.
Cake with cream or half and half. Only milk if the first two options are not available. I'm a farmer.
Yep.
I get you on that. Half and half I could probably do. Probably if it wasn't like a rich chocolate cake, because then it'd be too much. So if I was going with something lighter, I can see that. I can't do cream. That's too much.
Again, he's not doing any of them right now.
No. That's how I ended up in this place.
Spool gun, get her done.
All tool talk aside, I watch you every day. Informative, enjoyable. Thank you all. Be safe and God bless. Steve, thank you so much. And thanks for being part of the community here. Hope we see you around here. Unless I take it you're taken off by that conversation. Yeah. But if not, stick around.
And Scott says, sorry, I have to check out for a while tonight. It is my first chat session with y'all.
Scott, take care. Have a good one. Shine on, man.
And thank you for the info about the airplane mechanic stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Email me.
Info.
Jay Arello says, hello, Bear and Mrs. Bear. I'm a new handyman thinking about the 12-volt Hercules system. Is that a good idea? No. I will say, I'm good. I've used them all. I honestly think it's a more powerful system with better ergonomics than the other systems that I've tried. The problem is, if you're a handyman, you're doing this professionally, it's not a big enough system. There's only the few tools there. They're going to probably be coming out with more. But if I were you, I'd get into the Milwaukee line. It's cheaper. It's got a 5-year warranty. There is a plethora of tools out there in the 12-volt line for Milwaukee. There's just, if I'm a pro looking for 12-volt, there's absolutely no way I think I would choose anything other than Milwaukee. Can't think of a reason. Prove me wrong. How about that? Do you think it's worth getting 2 jaw horses? Yes. Having 2 jaw horses is a great work platform for doing other types of work. Also, if you're working with really large pieces of material. If you're working with a really long, I was working with some boards earlier before I got the second one. And even clamping it up, it makes it too wobbly. If you clamp in the center, it's just too long. But with the 2 of them, you can clamp it. They're secured. If you saw the video, I picked up both jaw horses and dropped them, and they didn't even shake. That's a sturdy work platform. I definitely, if you're going to do it, I'd have 2 jaw horses.
Daughter of Ra said I was burning them the first night I watched. I don't know.
I'm thinking she means my soapboxes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I ordered them in bulk direct from China.
Let's be real. You build them yourself.
Rodney said, I agree on the chocolate cake, and I would add ice cream, but milk? No way. Is that an Iowa thing? Because Carol loves the milk thing, too. I'm only guessing it's an Iowa thing. It's something I grew up with. We used to do stuff like, so for breakfast, if you didn't have cereal, you do basically like cinnamon toast in milk. What else did we do? We do vanilla ice cream with Nestle Quick on it.
It's this land, Iowa.
Grilling, if you're grilling steaks in the back, no seasoning, a big pat of good salted butter on it.
That is good.
It's so good.
Mike says third week of Beers and the Bear. Beers and the Bear.
Woohoo!
Yay!
I even thought about stopping and getting a bottle tonight, and I should have. It'd been nice to have a sip on something. Actually, I should go out to to
get something keto.
at Whiskey Creek tonight after the thing. Anybody, I keep
If
inviting
you're in
people.
town,
We allegedly had a whole bunch of people who were from Livingston, and now I'm here, and I say every night after the live stream, I'm going to go out to
Whiskey Creek.
never run into anybody.
Yep.
We did run into one person who was friends with our friends who watched our channel. He recognized Eleanor.
Oh yes.
That was hilarious. We're sitting there at dinner, and we know these friends of these other friends are coming, and they show up, and he walks in. He looks at Eleanor and goes, "You're her. You're Eleanor." It wasn't me that got recognized. It was her.
Yep.
She was blown away. She was like, "I'm so famous." All the nail gun brands at Harbor Freight are not excluded from. Yes, that's right, and they're all excellent at the price point. I mean, I've got the Pierce. Got a chuckle. But I like them all. I'm getting there. We're scrolling. Walt bought the squeegee broom. Oh, for $2. That's a good. Squeegee brooms are man. People don't think about how useful those things are.
I thought we wore glasses last week.
Jim Grace says, "Flock of Seagulls." I'm so old. I thought he was talking about music. Well, that's where it came from. Was from that, and I try not to. I'll say stuff like Farfig Nugan and Flock of Seagulls. I try not to curse too much.
Hipsters and Hippies says, wait, what? Wait, 4 weeks in a row without double glasses? She's one of the attractive fembot somethings. I don't know. I thought I had them on last week. And I really wish I had them on right now. Let me go see if I can find some. Hi.
Is the Harbor Freight clearance section where they put the good part of the warranty, or the fine people's it's where if you bring in one part for the warranty, they pull a tool and then they put it up the rest up on the shelf in clearance. Steve says a knee pop isn't as bad as sitting down only to have your lower back become useless because of a muscle strain. I did have muscle problems or back problems for the longest time, and I do have to kind of watch my lower back. I went on a jet boat ride in the bay, San Francisco Bay, and the guy started doing some crazy stuff on some of the waves and just slamming hard, and it actually impacted one of my discs. Would love to. Time Herman says, would love to see a top 10 Harbor Freight buys under $10 video from your perspective. I did one like 3 months ago. Just do a search, little magnifying glass on the channel, and you could search, top 10 under 10. Scout says, I liked Flock of Seagulls back in the day. I like a lot of that 80s music. I grew up with it. I like classic rock. I like classical. There's not much I don't like, to be honest. I don't like the 90s era country. I like the country that's out now. I like the old school country. There's time periods where I don't like some of the stuff.
I found some eyeballs. There
we go. Anyone at Harbor Freight try the Harbor Freight gravity feed blaster gun? It's only $20. I did, and I used it on, of all things, a Rock Island 1911 lower, and I took all the parkerization off of it and gave it a brushed finished and then clear Cerakote that. And I got tons of compliments from that thing. That was a great little. For the price, it did a fine job. Frankenstein. Just shows you that money can buy you a seat.
We're keeping it family friendly.
My dad tried to MIG my trombone once. I stopped playing trombone shortly after. Haven't seen a Mack truck in years. There's a lot of regions. What?
Bozeman? Didn't we see one in Bozeman?
No, it was Matco.
No. It was an M.
Yeah. Snap-on, no pans, nice. So I'm guessing keto was not Bear's idea. Actually, it was. I was the one pushing for it. I need to get back in shape. I used to be in really good shape. I was a multi-sport athlete. I then injured myself in my late 20s and right after that got a desk job. Then got married and had kids and all the other 9 yards. So trying to get back into fighting shape, if you will. Oh, look, Denver Police is back. I could care less about Warrior, but if Bauer or Hercules both used Hercules batteries, it'd be nigh unbeatable. It would be. It would totally be, and I keep telling them that. Just saw online that Earthquake 3H Inspect is being discontinued. Any info on that? No. They might be changing something up on it. I can't see them getting rid of the 3/8 Impact.
It's okay, Bella.
Let's
Oh
see
yes,
here.
pecan pie and German chocolate cake. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Gravity Specialist says, I managed to get one of the Snap-on junkies at work hooked on Earthquake. Downside is a trade resulted from it, and now I got Snap-on. Multiple reasons why the company don't do interchangeable batteries, only to keep people tied to one brand. Another's cost. You'd hope a higher end would have a better battery. Well, here's the other thing. With the Hercules, they're subsidizing the battery to get you to pay for the higher end cost tool. With the Bauer, they don't do that. That's why you pay more per amp hour for the Bauer battery than you do for the Hercules battery. We're going to be cleaning a little man's room. We will be able to hear you. Oh, Daughter, okay.
Yay, Daughter Ra.
Have fun. D-Diz, I just put you on TV and thought that shelf on the right was your living room, a shrine to Harbor Freight in the Bear's Den. Not quite. That was a picture that posted somebody posted online about the clearance section. A bunch of the Hercules stuff is showing up in the local clearance section, which means it's a great time to pick up some cheap Hercules tools, especially if they're around for the next sidewalk sale. A little warm in here, huh?
Yes.
Need to squash Denver. All right. Hey, Denver. Let's see here. Add moderator. Hide user from the channel. Banhammer. Boom. All gone now. Have a pleasant night. Time to snore. Be well. Take care, Mike. Glad to see you again.
Have a good night.
The Daryl Hubbard Ditto Tools. I went with Ryobi 18 volt. Don't let hit Chaka hear you. I'm a DIYer. I like the idea of the battery staying the same. They made a promise. So far, they've stuck to it. I got to give them kudos for that. Ronald says, yes, she's famous even when she wears her cat pullover. By the way, the group Flock of Seagulls, the guys
Are bald.
bald, they messed with their hair too much. Oh, that's sad. Dick says, Rock Island is good. Makes a very decent 6-shot 38 revolt. Yeah, they do. That thing is super cheap. And there's used Charter 357s out there, 4-inch barrel. They're not bad. The Charter arms are not bad. But as far as a budget 1911, it's hard to beat the Rock Islands. They'll eat about anything. My friend traded a half-inch in Milwaukee at Harbor Freight and got an Earthquake. A lot of people are making the switch, man, especially if you get that extended warranty. If you have any problems, you take it back. They give you a new tool. You're back at work. Bear, get into yoga. I have done yoga. I like Tai Chi better. Justin, the TV man, doing good. How are you doing?
Eagle Warrior says the German chocolate cake is dangerous because it's too delicious. That's right.
We know it's Germans.
And Clay wants to know if you've ever considered trying kiteboarding. It will change your life.
Not at my size. Well, I have a lot of friends who did kiteboarding when I lived in the Bay Area, and it looks like a lot of fun. My problem is the Pacific is too cold. It's too cold to have fun, and I hate having to wear a wetsuit the whole time and everything. I really miss going down to Florida or going down to the Gulf. That's my favorite place to be in the water and to sail. Do some stuff on the lakes, you know.
We're not near the ocean, just in case you
Well, we're not, but there's Lake Havasu and what's the other? Lake Mead.
I'm not going to Lake Mead.
Oh, just don't go there over the She looked up and found out that Lake Mead has the most deaths for any national park. And that's because of drunk idiots, usually over like all the big holidays. Avoid Havasu or Mead on any of the big holidays. They're just idiots out there. Time to acknowledge the moderators. Thank you, Rodney. Let's do just that. Yoda, Rodney, William. Who else is here? All the guys you see who have a blue wrench next to their name, they're moderators. They help out on the channel by smacking down trolls, stuff like that. And I really appreciate all the help you guys do. You make it really enjoyable to be able for me to spend my time actually answering questions rather than moderating, trolls. not that we get a lot of them, but when they do pop up, they're right on top of them. Also, they also answer a lot of the questions that I don't get to, or that are just general questions like, say, what's your P.O. box, or what's the email address, stuff like that. They're really great about jumping in like that. And these guys, most of them are also creators. So as a great way of saying thanks, please take a second to go and check out their channel, watch a video, give it a like, and maybe consider subscribing and ringing the bell.
Yeah.
And as always, we try to support up-and-coming channels here as well, or actually all channels. So if you're a creator, even if you're not a moderator, feel free to post down below right now saying, hey, I'm a creator, check out this is my channel, feel free to check it out. William says, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, William. Let's see here. William says, I need the kite the size of a schooner. Yeah, I'm more into sailboats. I'm big in, or used to be big into sailing. So kiteboarding sounds like fun, but man, there's nothing like running a ship. I wish Bridget would come out with a 3/8 impact. I thought they had one, don't they?
Sin says, I think I may be the only female here besides your wife. Shout out, Eleanor.
Who says that?
Sin. N.
No,
Daughter of Ra is here.
And I think one of the other ones, I can't remember who it is a woman. I'm not going to make them, call yourself out if you don't want to. But,
ladies.
yeah. And we get a lot of people who watch as couples, so they'll watch usually on the husband's channel or their login. So there's a lot more women on here than you think. Spring break at Lake Mead is insane. Yes, it is. Mike Gee, formerly TC. A start for your beer bottle fund interested in 20-ton press. Any out-of-the-box upgrades you can recommend. Great channel. Hold on.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you so much.
We're blurry.
Are we? Oh, focus. Come on, focus. There it is.
There we go.
I just want to say thank you. She gets so riled up every time we ring the bell.
She's like, I'm going to yell too. It's exciting.
I really appreciate all the support. Anybody, you support the channel. That all goes into helping us buy more tools and do more tests and stuff. Like the stuff with the wrench test. That kind of stuff isn't cheap, and it's an expense for a small channel. And yeah, 40,000 viewers is still a small channel by YouTube terms. So
yeah.
Real quick, let me go back here. We talked about German chocolate.
I did the SIGS 320.
I had one, had it for a week, turned around and sold it. I just didn't like the shape of it.
I wish Rigid would come out with a 3/8 impact.
I think, we did that one. What do you think of pass-through sockets? They're needed when they're needed. Otherwise, I don't use them. Justin the TV Man says, I have a channel, 257 subscribers. My channel is Justin the TV Man. Well, check it out. Or anyone else, I have sometimes seen pics of these things that look like die grinders, but they hold a grinding stone on the shaft at the end instead of a collet. What are they for? I've seen those, and I'm not sure, to be honest. If anyone else knows what they're for, feel free to chime in. Stop licking me. Do you need to go outside?
Yeah.
Duncan, take your dog outside.
Client Graphics says, hey, everyone.
Client Graphics in the house. Shout out to the chicks. Women like tools, too. We've got a lot of viewers. They have a hard time making it to the live stream, but we got a lot of viewers who are women also. Pamela's usually here.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably be. They'll probably be here later. They usually come in later in the evening.
She just wanted to smell the outside.
Oh, yeah, she's dainty like that. Says his wife's already in bed for the night, but she usually watches the Den of Tools together, and we're usually watching Saturday Night Tool Talk. Thank you. That's awesome. Tell her that we realize it's a hard day today, but we hope to see her next week. Got to get some earmuffs on hand for when the bell rings. Well, that's why we give you the 3-second countdown. We probably need to put a muffler on that thing. Maybe I could spray the inside of it with some Flex Seal.
You're trying to silence my cowbell.
Just a little bit.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this, Brad?
Rigid has a 1/4-inch impact impulse driver, and I love mine, a nasty 1/2-inch impact. Honda crank bolts beware. I have heard that. Ricky is now in bed, and his room is cleaned. Woohoo!
Yay! Man, you guys are amazing because
That
you
was
guys
fast.
just left to go do that.
Andrew's in the house. How's it going, man? Some are for valve jobs, and some do it for sharpening blades. There you go. Thank you so much for chiming in with that.
Maintenance man, dippy eggs. Yes, I have not heard that in a really long time. Where are you from?
What are
Where's-
dippy eggs?
They're like 2-minute eggs, so they're like instead of a hard-boiled egg, it's like soft-boiled but in the shell, so you can dip bread in it.
I'm not an egg person. I'll eat scrambled eggs,
He's
scrambled hard.
really
That's about
not.
it.
We were married for about 2,700 years before I realized he does not like breakfast.
I don't. I like
And
pancakes.
I love breakfast.
I like waffles. And that's about it.
Okay,
Oh, blintzes
That's bread.
and crepe.
Yeah, all bread. So maintenance man from Pittsburgh. Okay, cool.
I like bread.
Yes, I know.
Are there CG? Oh. Are you guys back in Vegas? Not yet. She is headed back to Vegas later next week. I'll be coming back probably a few weeks after that. I got some projects I need to finish up here. It's going to be easier without people in the house. So,
I hear what you're saying.
when both of us get on, we can get that done in a hurry.
That's awesome.
Just received, hold on, wait. Just received a set of Tecton metric shallow impact sockets last Thursday. Nice set, great price, $28.99.
Cool.
Awesome. 410 Autotech in the house. How's it going?
Okay, Mom's gotta get
Hey, speaking of channels, I'm going to be on Brad's workbench tomorrow for the live stream.
That's it.
I don't remember what time it is. Go check out his channel. He probably has a notice up about when the live stream's going to be.
Your little one.
Hey, tiny guy, what's up?
Good.
Sal says, got the Harbor Freight 20-ton shop press and paired it with the pneumatically actuated ram. Hooked that up to your air supply and life gets almost too easy. I've heard about that mod. So somebody had asked about what mods to do, and I've looked at a few of them, but I don't know which ones are the right ones to do. I don't have the 20-ton shop press, so I don't like to chime in on something that's got that much pressure behind it. Modding, I mean, that's the kind of thing where if it goes bad, it can go bad. And since I haven't done it myself, I don't want to chime in on it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, though, that do talk about them. I think the first thing is just getting a good set of, are they called dies, the forms for doing the different kind of crimps. Not crimps, but bends and whatnot. You look tired.
No.
Yeah, liar. Sin says, I love breakfast for dinner even. Yeah, that's something we do every so often. And any place that serves breakfast 24 hours is her favorite place to go for dinner. James says, hello, first time here from Arkansas. I wanted to say I just picked up the 30-inch fan from Harbor Freight. Moves a lot of air for $114. It's a decent shop fan. A lot of people have said so. Donna Raw. Breakfast isn't my favorite unless there's bacon. Bacon is breakfast. Only communists don't like breakfast. Oh, come on. As I said, I like pancakes. It's just the rest of the other breakfast. That's not true. So I like pancakes. I like a good like scramble kind of thing, like almost like a hash. I like skillet fried kind of, or skillet fried scramble kind of things. But I'm not a big one for breakfast sausage. I don't like eggs of all sorts. And generally I don't order breakfast. I'll order a lunch kind of meal if I go out and I can. Well, so I ran a 3/16 concrete bit and Tapcon with the rigid palm impact. With the palm impact, really? Well, Bear Toy could tie them. The 9 p.m. Central. What? Oh, is that when the live stream is? So, hold on, let me adjust here. Bacon is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. Biscuits and gravy. Okay. Biscuits and gravy are a weakness of mine. Good biscuits and gravy.
You calling me by my secret name, Biscuits and Gravy?
That's it. Do you think the Harbor Freight mortiser bit would work in a regular drill press, like using the bit to make a hole and then sliding the chisel on to press the screw? I don't know. That's a good question. Do you slide the chisel on to press the square in with the motor off? I don't see why not. I mean, I'd probably get a good clamp on it. Make sure that piece doesn't spin off on you. Hold on here. Oh, I am caught up. I thought I was way behind. Look, we're caught up. Woo! Who knew?
Celebrate, you'll get behind.
Who knew it was possible? Hold on, I'm trying to think here. We got the announcement. I thought I had something else I was going to talk about. Anyway, do you think you could kill the graphic above the chat one? Mean that one? Is it annoying or something? The reason we do this is because the format for the camera is not the same format as YouTube. It's not the widescreen kind of format, so we use that kind of stuff just to fill up the black space on the side.
Yep. Hey, Joe Smith.
Joe Smith's in the house. There he
I
is.
was wondering if you were doing okay.
He would shout out to Dinah's Toolbox for winning Joe Smith's Guess That Tool.
Yay!
Looking for a drill bit set. Which Harbor Freight would you recommend? You know, I use the Warrior one. It's now called Warrior. It's the big one you get for like $10 or something. And I use that as kind of my throwaway set, for doing basic, because it's good enough for most things. I will buy like specialty bits for specific jobs. I kind of build up different bits for different jobs. And then I just use that one as my generic, if I break a bit, I don't care kind of set. And I have usually 5 of them around the shop. So there's always one within reach. Time to go on a wild goose chase and fall behind again.
You know my husband well.
Hey, now. Oh, I see why you have that. You can leave there. I get it now. All right. We'll put it back up. There we go.
Sorry, it doesn't show. You're not missing out on extra footage of us. Hey, Echo Belkin.
I need a drink.
It's so hot. I feel like I'm going to burst.
It's not that it's so hot here. It's stuffy is the problem. Yeah. You got the windows closed for some reason.
Because that's why it's so muggy in here with the windows open. We have to remember to close them at night.
Well, now people can't hear the train as easily. Although I haven't heard any train tonight.
No, it's just because you've been focusing on this.
Yeah. You haven't given the P.O. box tonight. I haven't because we're in a transitional period where we're headed back to...
Yeah, but they both still work, so...
Yeah, if you're going to send something soon, you can send it to the P.O. box here. Let me add it in.
P.O. Box 137, Livingston, Montana.
Let me grab it.
59047.
There's the P.O. box for here. I guess because I am still going to be here for a while.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Here, let me put there. There we go.
Nice.
That's a good place for it.
Nice. Uh-huh.
Oh, fine.
You see how that is?
We'll cover up the other stuff with it. There we go.
Harbor Freight has those 36-inch floor fans for sale. That should help unstuff the house. Well, the other issue is our fan is noisy.
Yeah, the fan we have is really noisy. Somebody knocked it over and broke the tip off one of the blades, and it rattles us a bunch. So, I don't know what he's talking about. Bacon, hash brown, and grits.
I love grits.
Have you used the Harbor Freight weed whacker / trimmer? I have not. The Portland. Somebody said they tried it earlier. Somebody earlier said they tried it. They didn't care for it. When I was in the Navy, watched Foo. Okay. You need ceiling fans. That's not a half bad idea. I want to vault the ceiling in here, to be honest. Not to say I couldn't still do a ceiling fan, but... Do you think Harbor Freight will come out with an electric lawnmower? I do, honestly. I think that as they expand, I don't know, they'll probably have to hang it from the ceiling in the store. I don't know how they're going to find room for it, but I do think they will come out with them. William says, I'm a huge World War II Warbird fan here. Oh, really? I wouldn't say I'm huge. I mean, I know quite a bit about World War II and a lot of the planes and stuff, but I'm not an expert by any means. We try to go to a lot of the air shows and like the museums where you can do walkthroughs and stuff. And I grew up in and around a lot of the old, Midwest air bases. Get a Portacool. Too much humidity. Daughter Roth, thank you so much for posting that.
Thank you.
That's our P.O. box right there that she's got. When do you head back to Vegas? She heads back Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm going to be up here for another week or two. Or at least until it gets below 90 degrees.
So...
January. Yeah.
So we're the testers.
You're the sacrificial lambs.
Guinea pigs.
Jim says, I purchased the first 27-gallon Fortress compressor earlier this week in Arizona. Just uploaded photos and 2 videos to Facebook. What's the best way to get them to you? Oh, you can email them to me at, here, I'll type the email address in again here. But it's red@denoftools.com. I'd love to see those. Cut to the chase. The DB is $89 in my shop, which is also the same as my Hitachi 4-gallon purchased for $340. Wow. Is your trailer going to make it back to Vegas in one piece? The trailer isn't going back to Vegas. We just had to come to terms with that. It's not going to happen with our living arrangements. So everything's going to have to go back in the back of my truck. Joy. That's going to be all sorts of fun.
Yes. Vegas is in the midst of a plague of
locusts.
grasshoppers.
Yes, well, it's Vegas. Scott. Yeah, don't feel bad, Scott. I'm the big one for typos. You could always get a big ass fan installed. It even comes with an iPad.
What?
I don't know. Dr. Ross says, is it bad I have it on sticky note on my laptop home screen?
Aww. No, that's awesome.
Oh, wow. Walt's father flew B-17s in World War II. Love the Warbirds. Oh, those are great planes. We did a walkthrough. I should post the pictures. We did a walkthrough on B-17. I think it was last year or the year before last. To get a special typing one, please mash the keyboard with your palm now. I had to take typing in high school for a year as a sophomore, and I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. Who's going to need to know how to type like that? And then computers came out.
And see, I thought I was going to learn that stuff when I took my computer class, and what I learned was all about Ada Lady Lovelace and the history of them creating computers.
Bear's family's favorite Vegas buffet.
Oh,
We differ on that one.
We do.
the Chinese one.
The kids like crazy buffet with
It's
a K.
local Chinese buffet.
I like Red Rock, which is off the strip. But on the strip, I like Wicked Spoon. It's really expensive. But it's kind of, my take is, if you're coming to Vegas and you're going to like go all out and have this crazy buffet experience,
Do it.
I would say do that. They have like little tiny carafes of like fresh squeezed juice. They have like super decadent like gold leaf desserts. There is going to be a long line, so we're coming.
Make reservations.
Dad,
Make
I
reservations,
think I saw
and
Black Widow.
I'm gonna go check out the spider situation. We
Did
may
you
be
stomp
lighting
on
the
it?
house on
No,
fire.
I didn't touch it. I'm scared of this thing.
What does she want? Step on it.
Flamethrower time.
Do you have an ETA on the Park Tools history video? Was that your response to this, or
No, to my game. I hit
Oh.
him 4 times with a.
no? I'm behind on videos. I'm always behind on videos.
I tried.
And unfortunately, I thought I'd be able to focus more on videos when I was up here in Montana, and the reality is, you want to spend more time outside doing Montana-y kind of stuff. So I need to get better on that. This thing jumps around a lot. 410 taking off. You have a good one. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. You guys didn't end up renting that giant house you posted on? No. We never really serious about renting that. Rip trailer. I'm sorry for your loss. The trailer's gonna stay here. It's gonna stay up here. For as much as we use the trailer, I mean, we bought the trailer before we had the pickup truck. We had a van, and as such, the trailer was a necessity. Once we got the pickup truck, we used it a lot less. We used it, and we mainly used it for trips like this to bring stuff up to the house and whatnot.
Oh,
intruder alert. Stay safe.
Is that, yeah, be safe. I know you've had that before.
Wait, what?
36-foot fans. I don't think we need anything quite that big.
I differ on that. I believe that we do need that. I would like to have, like, my, face blown off with the fan.
Have you ever been to Wright Pat? Yeah, I used to live in Cincinnati. We the Wright Pat is that's one of those must do kind of things.
Justin the TV man, good night.
In fact, we're supposed to go see the petting zoo over at the
Yes.
the one in Vegas.
Yep.
I like going to Moffett Field and seeing the Blue Angels air shows back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah. It's funny because I always get confused because there's a Moffett and an Offutt, and I live next to both of them. Stop licking me, dog. Come here. Come on. Come here. Bella, come. Up. There she is. There's the hound. There's the happy hound.
Also, there is a great dog treat place in town called Chloe's Barkery. So if you ever come to Livingston and you have dogs, they're also on Facebook, and you can check things online. But they have really awesome stuff. Livingston is a super dog town. Yes, you're going to need a new home in Montana. That's right, daughter of Rob.
Yes. See, we need one in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Trade.
Actually, I like Saugatuck. Saugatuck, Michigan is a beautiful little town. First the bacon's lit on fire, now the house.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do with spiders.
Oh, excuse me. Was it a Black Widow?
I did not find it.
Oh. It's probably a... She doesn't have her dang glasses on. Tomorrow will be 106 in Tucson. Oh! Walt Lars earned the DFC Silver Star, multiple Bronze Stars with Oakley. He's been credited with 3 air victories. I didn't learn all the stories, but he must have been a badass.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that meme that goes around like, your grandfather, fought was a bigger badass than, any of the 20-year-olds out right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great generation. The Den of Tools summer vacations in Montana is understandable, no problem.
Yes.
105 in SoCal. Well, that's a hard pass. Steve says now the living room floor is cleared for it now until Ricky does his thing again.
Yep.
Yeah, you should try having 3 kids. You get the house cleaned, an hour later, it's just a disaster. Are kids going back with Jess? If so, looking forward to my LA drawing.
Yes.
They are. The Labrador and the Lizard are staying with me. I make no promises.
He's lucky.
Walt says he landed a B-17 on 1 engine.
Whoa.
Only 75 in NorCal. We love NorCal. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
I'm just trying
Opera Kid is trying to decide on some Park or other brand bike tools So if it was going to be in a couple days, I'd have held off on my decision. You know, that's too funny because I just had a discussion with a guy who lives down the corner. He helps a lot of kids out with his bikes. Come to find out, he ran a bike shop for like 15 years, and he's kind of like me. He's like, in fact, we're actually talking about doing some brainstorming and do the top 10 tools you can buy at Harbor Freight for working on bikes. Park makes some excellent specialty tools kind of stuff, but anytime you say bike tool on it, the price just goes crazy.
Yeah.
$18 for my little park tool.
Yeah.
But it's nice, but still.
Hey,
Yeah.
William. I'm glad that it was just a deer.
We having venison for dinner?
No.
Donna Ross says, my grandmother lived in the path of the Blue Angels practicing in Florida. When visiting, I was able to sleep. I was able to sleep through it. Well, we've got in Vegas, we've got the Thunderbirds. They fly all the time. Here we've got trains. And we'd see the Blue Angels in Iowa a whole bunch. Not as much, I'm sure, as they did, but you are not allowed to operate the mouse. How many times do I have to tell you? Get off. Viva Lost Wages. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember the UP. Tons of snow in the 9 months of winter. Yeah, but I wouldn't go there during the winter.
The 9 months of winter.
Actually, I know our plan is still to keep this as a home base, get the RV, the trailer, and travel. That's what we really want to do.
Tool dog.
Come to Michigan. We'll visit. I'd love to. I love Michigan. 113 in Phoenix today. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until November. We do need to make a trip down there. We got family down there. We need to go see the Tool Dog. What's she doing down there? She chewing herself.
She's laying down peacefully. Don't say her name.
Oh. Where was I here? Where did you get your ideas to base your video around a bear? It was kind of a nickname I picked up in high school. And it was something I called the kids when they were little. I've always called them, so it's kind of a family nickname thing.
And you still call us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why are you licking? Stop it!
She just loves you.
Fish.
And the reason about doing the animated thing was when I started, I didn't have a place to do like a whole studio kind of setup. And by doing the virtual kind of thing, I could just do it right at my desk, like I'm doing it now, and have everything be virtual, and then do the cutaway shots for all the actual. Oh my gosh!
Okay. She needs me to go do something. I don't know. Do you need to go outside? Yeah.
Probably or she needs water because the kids never give her water.
I made sure that she had water. I will be back.
Do you know when the Jigsaw for the Hercules is coming out? I don't. That's one tool I've not really seen anything about. But I can talk about now the multi-tool. And in fact, where is it? Where's the multi-tool?
What multi-tool?
The Harbor Freight, the Hercules. Oh, it's over there. Anyway, I actually have the Hercules multi-tool. And that was something we weren't able to talk about before, but it's in the August ad. So the advertising department over at Harbor Freight is horrible about talking to the production side and coordinating. So let's see here. Oh, too far. Don't forget, if you're talking to me, to use the at the Den of Tools. Oh, wait, move that down. There we go. At the Den of Tools to get our attention. Sort of like adding gaming jacks up the price. Yeah, it's a lot like that. Blue Angels rock. Been a long time since I've seen them perform. I always was a fan of the Blue Angels.
Blue Angels are dope.
Yeah, Lars, we do. We get people to watch with their family, the family. With our Cubs, they watch. We try to keep it G-rated here. Bikes have loads of oddball sizes for things. Weird thread sizes include left hand. It's pretty annoying. I've noticed that. They apparently they're all metric though, which is actually I kind of like. All right. Let's see here. Ronald Smith, let's hope it's not the brown recluse spider that we have here in Central Florida. The people always give the black widow a bad name. The brown recluse is bad. The reason black widow gets such a bad name is because they're very aggressive. They will come after you. And it's funny because you're standing there in your shop and you move something and this spider, it's a decent sized spider that big, comes running at you like it's gonna get you and you step on it. But anyway, they're bold, not smart. Maintenance Man says, is Husky its own brand or is it just a house brand? It's a house brand of Home Depot. They used to be their own brand, but they got bought out. Right, says, show them your forearms. They're very nice. Nice.
4 arms?
4.
I thought Hercules was on its way out. No, they're just getting a change of what it looks like. They're just changing the outside of it, the mold.
Hey, Shadow's Edge is here.
Shadow's Edge in the house.
I was wondering about you, bud.
Ooh, Sin says her ex-mother-in-law almost lost an arm to the Black Widow.
Oh.
Maybe she'll try harder next time.
We're avoiding that.
Was bitten by a brown. Oh, you were bitten by a brown recluse?
I think we had a friend whose husband was bitten by a brown recluse.
Well, our neighbor was bitten by a Black Widow twice.
Did I just get a plug from the
Yeah.
Mm.
Back in Dwayne.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Twins for choosing the chickens.
796. My foot swole up pretty bad. Oh, gee.
Oh my gosh.
Are any of your kids adopted? I'm the only one that's adopted in the family.
Bella?
No.
Nope.
I'm adopted.
They're all homemade. DIY like everything else we do.
Yep, we're crafty.
Duncan took a while, okay?
Auberkin or something, oddball pitch. Christopher says, who's your favorite YouTube woodworker? Izzy Swan or Matthias? Izzy is less a woodworker than a gadgeteer, man. He just makes wild stuff. And Matthias, he's another one that's more like he's an engineer who builds stuff out of wood. I actually have been following Matthias I like them both, but between the two, Matthias would be my favorite. Probably because I'm more like him. I come from an engineering kind of mindset. No, the battery's going to stay the same. Let's see here. Scott says he's been bitten by a Black Widow and a scorpion while working here in Arizona. Didn't have those issues growing up in Minnesota.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Black Widows love wood piles. You know what else they love? They love cardboard. So if you got cardboard boxes sitting around in your shop, they love them a lot.
Yes, I remember that.
Donna Russ says, think about the Blue Angels. They were at tree level and I was still able to sleep through them. That's something else.
Yep. You're tired.
Oh, William says he was allergic and some of the swelling and skin died. Yeah, that's nasty. Daddy Bear is a rescue.
That's right.
That's pretty much accurate, actually. Walt says, WD-40 and a straw and a Bic lighter will solve the spider problem. I'm like, that's a little underkill for me. I'm more like those, the weed burners with the propane tank. Yeah, nuke it from orbit just to be safe.
Yep. Hey, Shadow's Edge. He says he's ready for a drink at the Mint.
Woohoo! Yes, so am I.
Did you take him to Whiskey Creek?
I think we went to both places.
Okay.
Says I heart WD-40. It is, it's a great product. Unfortunately, a lot of people use it wrong. That's another video I should do. How to properly use WD-40 and what not to use it for.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ask me, are you a woodworker? And the response is, I'm not a woodworker. I work with wood, but I work with wood to develop solutions. I'm not an artist. I'm not artistic about a whole lot of stuff. I'm very much in engineering. Here's a problem. Here's a solution. I go A to B. Artists have flourished along the lines. I'm like, get to A, get to B, get to C, and solve the problem.
And then get to C, E, G.
Do you know if the Hercules circular saw is in the Harbor Freight stores? It is not yet. Should be next month, I'm guessing. They're really fast-tracking the stuff, and some of the stuff is taking longer due to some... because the Hercules stuff has to now meet UL compliance rather than just CE.
Why is that?
That's an internal decision made by Harbor Freight.
Oh.
Since I'd love to see that video. That's a good... Add that to the list, will you?
What?
The proper use... How to use WD-40.
Okay.
I'm actually thinking about doing a how to use a whole bunch of tool videos because I'm getting tired of people telling me, oh, you're using that tool wrong, you're doing this wrong. I'm like, people learn something the wrong way and then they repeat it thinking it's gospel because I heard it from somebody who's got 30 years of experience
Or,
and not realizing that person may have heard it wrong.
or like we were talking about with the battery thing, with putting it on cement versus wood.
Yeah, that's
it's one
right.
of those things where you're like, you got to do it this way, but like nobody knows why. So.
Scott says, well, in the Navy, I'd learn through sleep through sonar tests. Ooh, active sonar, man.
Hey, Terry.
Terry's in the house. How's it going, man? Great channels. The King of Random, Crazy Russian Hacker. King of Random's kind of gone downhill. They got those two new people. Their problem with them is they're struggling to stay relevant and find new stuff to be like, look what you can make by doing this. See you, $2, A to B. There you go.
3, 2, 1.
Cover yours. You are trying to deafen me.
Maybe that will help.
He's getting older and his hearing's kind of...
You mean Brad's Workbench is your favorite YouTube woodworker?
That's
You know, even he's kind of like me. He does some stuff for fun, but he doesn't consider himself a woodworker.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
William says he hopes that Brad shows some of the antique tools tomorrow night that he sold him last week. Cool.
You have to admit that conversation about retro shoes was rather interesting. It was. It was an interesting conversation with some people on the street. Just started talking about shoes. It was weird, just kind of out of the blue. Why are
But
you
you and
staring?
he,
And some other people in front of
when
Whiskey
he was
Creek.
visiting.
Yes.
I'm trying to envision when you guys all talked about retro shoes online.
At work we use a lot of Kroll stuff. It works great for us. Have you had a hold of the circulars from Herc? I think you mean the Circ Saw. I did a video of it. I have it in-house, and I think it's awesome.
Scowl 92253. Have a good night. He said he's beat. Going to bed.
Maintenance Man, he won't shut up about the William Logan, so I hope he does too. That was awesome of you, by the way. I thought he said something. Oh, that was Steven says it. I would also say April Wilkinson. I do like her channel. I go through periods where I watch her stuff and I don't watch her stuff, and I'll catch up on it. I know I'm using WD-40 wrong. I use it to oil a fan. I know it's not right, but I didn't have anything else. You know, sometimes when in a pinch, you know.
Yep.
What about a list of what not to buy at Harbor Freight outside of those batteries? I do actually have a top 10 worst tools at Harbor Freight, and also when we go through the flyer every month, I get a hold of the flyer and I go through it and I say, this is good, this is good, this is bad, this is bad. You know, the thing is they change items. They change, especially the stuff that's bad. They'll change the company that they buy it from. So it's not one of those things you can say, this is bad and it will always be bad. Pittsburgh torque wrenches, good or bad? I think for the money, they're excellent. You know, if you're not doing machinist quality work for basic stuff, I think it's a decent torque wrench. A lot of people get overly worked up about their torque wrenches, thinking that they're like NASA engineers. And let's face it, most of us are not. So.
What?
I know.
That's why I married him, folks. I was told he was a NASA engineer.
No, I said I talked to NASA. They called me. It was awesome.
I thought you said you heard
My head
voices.
got about this big. This big. When NASA calls you to ask you advice on how to do stuff, Yeah, your head gets pretty big.
I talked to NASA too.
Was that your neighbor? Or his nickname?
No,
Naz?
they had trouble placing an order, and I was the person that helped them out.
WD-40 is a good rust preventative. It is. See you, Inside Track Club member here. Woo!
Okay, 3, 2, 1. It's
Stop
gonna be
licking me.
loud, honey. Hey,
Hi, I changed.
she has earrings on.
I have your duck.
Yay.
Go back and be 90 then.
What? Okay,
She's
I'm
almost 10.
WD-40 also makes a lot of other stuff besides WD-40. Like I like their white silicone spray, or not silicone,
Spray
lithium
soap.
grease, white lithium grease.
Okay.
They also make a silicone spray, and I was just looking at that, so I was getting my two confused here. You're having the Hercules circular saw is not fair. I know, it's unbearable, isn't it?
He's all mine, ladies
All yours.
and gentlemen.
One of your kids is half black. How did that happen? You both look white.
Well, what? You cheated.
I guess he's talking about Eleanor?
That's right.
Did you mean the Labradog?
Yes, because that one is adopted.
Hello.
Okay. So, when a boy loves a girl very much.
Oh no, not the talk, Dad.
It's okay. We're gonna include everyone.
No, not the talk.
Griffin,
Yes.
they think you're half black. Are you half black?
No, I'm not. Well, yes, I kind of am.
And because you're half black there.
Yes. I'm half black.
I'm half black. I'm wearing a black T-shirt.
Oh, I'm wearing black.
I had somebody ask me one time. I was at a party in San Francisco, and it was actually a gay black man asked me, "Is your child mixed?" And I said, "No, he's assorted."
Oh.
Honestly, it's not something I like to talk about, and because it's just our family. But to be honest, I had a previous relationship with my first wife, and so and that's part of the reason why we're in Las Vegas. It's a compromise with my ex-wife, whom we have 50-50 custody with. So that's why we're not up here in Montana full time. And we do it so all the kids can be together, so I can see him, because my dad was a get divorced from your mom, see you later kind of dad. And so I learned early on in life what it's like to have that, and I vowed I would never be that kind of father.
Yeah.
So although the Bella Hound is pure black lab,
She is.
or as the kids said, she's a tactical Labrador.
He's my baby.
He's mine.
Mine.
I take care of her more than you.
William Logan, $2 for the cowbell.
Yes.
Maybe we need to get a deer bell for him.
3, 2,
No.
1.
Oh, that didn't help at all.
Stop giving.
Hiding in your shirt.
It didn't help.
I don't know if you know that.
I thought maybe if I couldn't see it, I couldn't hear it.
Mm,
I was using kid physics.
no, it doesn't work
Yeah.
like
Oh, look.
that. Daughter of
Doris
Ross
says,
says
I love you, Eleanor. I love her too. She's my princess.
Joe Smith says, "Aren't we all half black?"
Well, I did a DNA thing, and I
Pick it up.
Sub-Saharan African from multiple places.
Okay.
Really?
Okay, I'm gonna go help people not destroy the rest of the house.
The dog's trying to destroy the house.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mini Jessie here. Back with the live stream.
Pocket Jessie.
Pocket
The travel Jessie.
with the 8-ball. Watch how we
Yeah, if you
get
need any
today.
questions answered, we do have our magic 8-ball, and we can tell your future right here and
Tell
now.
your future. Okay, Dad, will we have 1 million subscribers?
Echo says, "People, you don't have to explain yourself to the world. People should respect your privacy." You're right, and in general, I don't. But then sometimes I want people to understand that families aren't what they used to be anymore. That people need to be more open and understanding of it. And I grew up in the Midwest, and Stuff like that just, it wasn't normal or something. But today, like, people like, oh, you live in Montana, or you're up in Montana, it must be very white and stuff up there. We see interracial couples here all the time. And nobody bats an eye about it. Anyway,
Sorry, guys.
Daughter Ross says she's going to put a bounty on that cowbell.
And bye, Scott.
Iberkin, good night. Have a good night. Scott, good night. You take care. Thanks for stopping by. I just heard something take a crash. Yeah, that was the other half of the house.
Yeah.
I think it went down the hill. See, will I win the lottery? Okay, see what's up.
Will you
win the lottery.
My sources say no. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, but the 8-ball has spoken. Moving on. Jill Smith likes the new co-host. Sorry, you've been ousted.
That's okay. She's amazing.
I
I made her, so it's really neat.
Jeremy Tell says, I watched that Cub's facial expression just like the old bear. This one looks like her mama. None of them look like me.
I have the red hair like you did.
9/11 was an inside job. I would not be surprised. Can I trade you that Hercules circular saw for Bauer circular saw?
No.
Oh, that's going to be a hard pass.
Wait, what's that the 8-ball?
I really like that. Circular saw is one of the tools, being a carpenter back in the day, a hammer and a circ saw were my two go-to tools. Right after that was a recip saw, but that's because I was in the rehab industry where we'd go and we'd take old houses and fix them up.
Guys.
Mike Gee, 50K subs by 2020. I'm rooting for you. Oh, that's going to happen. No doubt that's going to happen. I want to hit. I'd actually planned, hopefully, to hit 50K by the end of the summer. But two things. Views over the summer really fall off because people are outside not doing stuff. And because it's over the summer, I was outside not doing stuff. We went to, whatchamacallit. In fact, I'm going to be posting some videos I got from the park. We saw 2 black bears, had a great time, lots of elk, lots of bison, all sorts of good stuff, lots of tourists.
And it was for my birthday week, so yeah, I saw bears for my birthday week.
But come September, when everyone's back in school and people on their regular schedule, views will be going up. So we're going to hit 50K. Well, probably by Halloween. That's the goal.
Someone's name is Jesse.
Jesse James.
Justin.
7-Eleven was a part-time job. Oh, high five for joke of the night.
Wait, what?
Oh, man. Joe Smith said 7-Eleven was a part-time job.
Oh my
People say 9/11 was an inside job. See you, Buck93. Oh.
Yes.
Remember the old school rules.
Thank you.
Go for it. Coming in 3, 2, 1.
1.
Hide your wives. Oh my gosh, you're obnoxious for that big.
Extra because it was not even.
Because it's not even. Terry says, good night to my favorite YouTube channel. Eleanor is the bomb. The bomb diggity.
You all know that we all come here for me, of course.
No.
Ronald says, it doesn't matter. It's what's in the heart. My nephew is half Mexican, and I'll throw down anybody that wants to mess with him. That's what he means to me and my family. Hell yeah. It's, family's family. And that's all there is to it. And, I can understand people taking issue with culture, because sometimes there can be problems with culture, especially when you have 2 separate cultures with separate values conflicting. But the color of one's skin is just, we're not dogs. It's
just a color. It's not like, oh, it's a black lab. Oh, it's a golden retriever. It's a bull.
Time to switch from homemade habanero salsa to ice cream. Oh, I like habanero salsa. Jeremy says, my black oxide impacts continually rust. Do you have any ideas how to remedy that? I've tried WD-40 and motor oil on steel wool. Ate the finish off. You could try having them Parkerized. Cerakote might be an answer. I should look into that, see if you could Cerakote those things. They'll probably crack it, though, for impacts. That's the problem. You could blue them. I don't know if that would work. Can you blue impact sockets?
Eleanor's shirt was the first thing that got my attention. Then I stayed for the fun. Whoa. And to back my girl, Miss the Bear.
Aww.
Bravo, thank you for like my shirt. It's always amazing.
The Magic 8 Ball, live betting Montana style. The last week when we were away from home, I only watched 1 or 2 YouTube videos. Yep, it's like that. 8 Ball question: will it all work out? Shane asked. Will it all work out?
Will it all work out? As I see it, yes.
Yay! Oh, good news from the Magic 8 Ball.
Will I get 1 million subscribers?
Yes.
Oh, a little bit of big plans are going to be killing it.
Yay!
I tried Kroll oil, the oil that creeps last year, and now I prefer it over WD-40, but that's just my opinion. It smells pretty good, too.
Dad.
I'll have to take a look at it.
Joe's comment.
Joe's new channel name, House of Elle and Her Pet Bear. Nice. I thought we were going to do Joe and the Bear. It's finally raining here. Been 2 weeks since any rain up here in North. 2 weeks. Must be nice. It's been like 2 hours.
It was hailing earlier. Like
It was in the mid 80s, and then we get rain, and then it turns into hail.
and then it
I'm
goes back to
surprised
rain.
it's not snowing.
Okay, you jinxed us. It's gonna snow like tomorrow.
Probably. I need to go do some fishing while it's still. What were the bugs that just hatched? The
Box elder?
Box elder bugs.
no, not the bugs. No, everyone thought they were moths. The little flies.
Horses?
No,
You're speaking Swahili.
I can't remember. We had a big hatch here. These small, they're something fly, but they're not really flies. They look like little tiny moths. They have really broad wings, and the trout just go crazy for them. So it's really time to get out the dry flies and do some fishing. Bluing sockets could be hard to clean at metal inside, getting the bluing oil on the inside of the sockets. L, ask the ball if I was cute as a kid.
Oh
Who's asking?
What
Rodney is.
was Daughter of Raw cute
No, it
as
was
a kid?
Rodney.
What was Rodney cute as a kid? It is decided so. Yes.
There you go. What happened? Where did you go wrong? We kid.
Somewhat. We kid somewhat.
Since I wish we would get any rain ever during the summer. I'll tell you what, when I first moved to California, it didn't rain for like 6 months. And I thought I was in the twilight zone because I moved there from the Midwest. And I thought it was bizarre.
Yeah, it doesn't rain that much in California.
And we used to be members in a ranch that was up near Red Bluff. And man, talk about just gorgeous all summer long. But oh my gosh, it'd be nice to get some rain. Eagles says I would say that bacon grease is the best for keeping rust away, but I'm afraid it would attract bears. Or Mrs. DeBear, that's for sure.
What? I could just light it on fire.
I miss my lawn bomb. Okay. For a short time, I was with a black lady. Daughter Roz knows my past relationships, as I've been open and letting her know. The funny thing is, I'm going to tell this story, is when I met my ex-wife, we actually met online back in the old original days of AOL. And she was living in Indiana, and I was living in, I'm trying to remember if I was in Kentucky or Ohio. I was in Ohio. And she knew I was there. And Cincinnati is not a very, at least back then, probably not now. It's kind of an old school, not the most interracial friendly kind of town. And I remember we were sitting, it was before they had pictures and stuff, and we've been chatting for a long time. And she goes, "So what makes you want to decide you want to date a black woman?" And I remember stopping and going, "Huh. Well, to be honest, I didn't know." And she's like, "Oh, is that a problem for you?" I'm like, "No, I just didn't know."
Right.
I kind of think it should still be that way for people. I think people should have to meet online, decide if they like each other. Shouldn't be able to see each other first and develop a relationship
Okay, everyone, we got
before they actually go on a date.
We have an 8-ball break.
8-ball question? Oh, Echo Belkin, $10 holler. Magic 8-ball. Will the front line be a winner?
Will the front line be a winner? It is decided so.
Yes is the answer. And 3, 2, 1. Hold your ears.
cannot predict now.
You can't redo it. Can't redo it. The answer's the answer.
No, it was a different question, honey.
She did. She said for.
I shaped it and
Yeah.
it said could not predict now.
I love sleeping during a rainstorm. Oh,
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
sleeping on a boat in a rainstorm is the best.
I like being rocked. I like that.
Yeah,
chair.
Red Bluff is very dry.
Yeah.
And a good blizzard, too. That's why I like going up to the mountains to visit the snow. I don't like to live in the snow.
I've never. No, I've been in one big blizzard, but it wasn't too big. Oh my gosh, it's on the screen.
Oh, we're huge.
Okay, Ellie, don't need my sit back on you.
And the
Eagle
maintenance
Master
man
Shogo.
be vice president. I can't read it. What's it say?
Says without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Well, it's all set. That's going to happen.
Hang on, it sounds like we need the 8 ball right now.
I like to use Pittsburgh hand tools. A bit of a conundrum as I have lived in Cleveland in 40 years. Well, the good news is they have nothing to do with Pittsburgh. It's just a name.
Whoa.
I'm really sorry about the Cleveland part. I didn't know. It's a Cincinnati Cleveland joke.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Hey,
I agree with you in relationships. Thank you, Sin. Where's the bar?
It's down on Main Street.
It's 1, 2, 3, 3-ish, 3.5 blocks down.
Yeah.
You gotta go under the train tracks. So that's like half a block there. So it's just a straight shot. I could probably see it from here if there wasn't a tree in the way. Where's the bear? Bear gets Saturday nights off, man. He has to go and carouse in the woods with his bear friends. So
Yep. He does not go to the bar because they get all freaked out.
no, they
and
get.
we have to,
As he
like-
says, he's so famous. He walks in, people just start screaming and going crazy.
Right.
He's like the Beatles.
Right. That's right. The bear, the Beatles.
No, she stole our Magic 8 Ball.
Will the Dental tool be amazing?
What do you mean?
Without a doubt. Duncan asked that.
Oh,
Ah.
Duncan.
What?
How can you even question
What
it?
did it say?
Without
Yes.
a doubt? Oh yeah.
Well, watch this. Put him in timeout. You're in timeout. Go sit in the corner.
Oh.
Are we still not in focus? Because on our screen it shows we're in focus.
Yeah, well, you're not focused.
Den of Tools met his wife on
Down.
matchdoctor.com. Oh, right. Okay. Whoever's being crazy needs to stop.
It's Griffin.
Insane.
Have you ever done a toolbox tour video?
Sort of. You went through all this, like the old stuff we brought back.
Yeah,
but not
kind
like
of, but
your
not
everyday-
like you typically see. At some point, I should probably. My toolboxes keep changing because I get new toolboxes. I'm always getting new tools and trying new stuff, and I'm not like somebody like, hey, this is my job. I just do this one thing. Here's how my toolbox is laid out. So, me doing a toolbox tour video is kind of. It's not as informative as it is for somebody else. Any good deals on the new Harbor Freight coupon book? There are, and the video will be coming out, should be August 1st.
See you. Have a good night.
People
we
should.
love having you here.
Who's taking off?
See you.
Oh, see you. Oh, hey,
Yes.
see you. Yeah. Who's on first? Thank you so much. Thanks for your support of the channel. We really appreciate it. It means a lot
yes,
to us.
absolutely.
People should do the same with tools. It's not about the color. That's what I keep saying, man. Use what works.
It's about what's inside. And that there's all different kinds of families, and none of them are right or wrong. They are just what they are.
Robert says, no, bear met his wife in the woods like a normal bear. Yeah. Where was our first date?
I don't know.
I know.
It was so
Gun
long
show.
ago.
Gun
A
show. And took the Berkeley girl to a gun show because I got class.
And
We went to breakfast first. Let's be fair.
I
Yes.
remember.
Where do I find that 20% off Harbor Freight coupon? I'm headed down there someday. It's on Harbor Freight's main website. You go to harborfreight.com. It's right there. And you can always find them on Harbor Freight coupon database as well.
I have a question, everyone.
Walt, we totally understand. He's failing out here. Have a good night.
I have a question, Mom. I need to ask
Night.
April.
What?
Will I get an alpaca
Griffin?
unicorn when I
Duncan.
grow up?
Sorry.
My sources say no.
No.
That's true.
We got roughly half an hour left with the bear and the family. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yep.
Hercules. You have, I don't have.
Come again?
Not sure. How big are the spiders in Montana? They're not that big.
Not huge.
The cougars are decent size. The grizzlies are massive. Most of my tools are SK. You know, Robert, I have some old SK tools, and I like them a lot. And I've been a fan of SK. They're made in the USA tool that's less expensive than Snap-on. They work great. But I'm really disappointed in the chrome on the new tools. I really am. I don't know what to say about it. Not him, Nessie. Did he just call you the Loch Ness Monster? Harsh. Met Carol on Match.com.
I think you're hopped up on.
I think
goofballs.
someone needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yes, because when you start acting crazy, that usually means you're overly tired and you're being a nut job.
We all are like that. It's not just you.
Not me.
Daughter Russ said Steve never asked me to date him. One of his college people told us bye, but didn't know my name, so I was Steve's girlfriend. He hadn't asked me. I don't know.
Well, that's one way of doing
Has
it.
he asked you yet? Just wondering.
Does that mean you're still available? Not that I am.
I was gonna say not that you are. Pretty sure Ricky means no. He's not. Butte in the house.
Butte! Hey! We were
DJ
2
Cool
weeks
Cat
ago. 3 weeks ago we were in Butte.
Yep.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Hi. Robert says hi from Washington State. What Hercules tools do you have that I don't have?
Hang on. Griffin Wolfgang. You better sit in the seat right.
That would be hard for me to respond with because I don't know what you don't have, but I've got the drill driver, the hammer drill, all the 12-volt tools, all three of them, and I've got the circ saw, the recip saw, and the multi-tool, which I can now talk about. Actually, hand me the box.
No.
Why not?
I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
Give me the box.
This box?
That box.
This one?
I'm gonna bite you on the face.
Good luck.
The shadows.
You didn't see these. Remember, Hercules is being discontinued. Love internet rumors.
So, Shadow's Edge said you should look into the possibility of a toolbox review of how long the Arctic White can stay clean. That's right.
We should give one to Justin Dow. Let him figure that one out.
Yeah. Daughter Ross says no, but then he asked me to marry him. So it sounds like he didn't ask to be your boyfriend or for you to be his girlfriend, but he did ask you to marry him, which was very nice.
Has anybody seen my 10 millimeter wrenches?
Yes, they're all on our table here.
Pick one. Anyone. You know what? People were talking about I should auction these off for, like, you know, to help raise money for future ones. After I do the box side of these, I think I'll do that. And then if they're broken, you know, if they're too destroyed, they all have lifetime warranties. So just take them back. Somebody asked what I thought of the Matco one. If you can see the teeth on that, the way it's all chewed up and everything, that's what I thought of the Matco one.
Steven said, interesting thing is I was going to ask her later that day to be my girlfriend. Of course I asked her to marry me. And then I said something else. Oh.
No cougars here except at the bars.
We do have mountain lions. That's right. Yes, middle name comes out sometimes when they lose their minds.
Oh,
I never
yeah.
lose my mind though, so I'm perfect.
So I always hate when people just call me Jeffrey because it makes me feel like I'm in trouble.
Yes, I heard someone else called by their given first name today, and I was like, oh.
The new movie idea. Dude, where's my 10 millimeter wrench? So Simon says, I need a medic after showing me the multi-tool. Where is the actual box with the
What are
multi-tool?
you talking about?
Looks like that blue box has a multi-tool in it.
Is the multi-tool out?
No. Look down there. Is it down there somewhere?
Negative.
Negative this round.
That's right.
What did you do with it?
What is... Okay. Is it in the kitchen?
I don't know. It's in a box. Looks just like that one. Except
it
that's a
says-
recip saw. There's only one other box in the house. Looks just like that one. See? Yeah.
Bite you on the face.
The proper way to pronounce Helena. I think it's Helena.
Multi-tool, found it!
What's the proper way to pronounce Helena?
Helena?
As far as we know, it's Helena.
Unless they're trying to say Helena.
That's not Helena, I can tell you that. My favorite joke, all you old timers have heard this, but what's the proper way to pronounce the capital of Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Louisville or Louisville? Anybody? Frankfurt. There we go. Okay, you can hold up. Remember, Hercules getting discontinued. Now, to be fair, that's a corded tool, which for me, for multi-tools, is what I prefer. Anything that vibrates or has a high spin rotation that runs consistently. Now, drills, you use them in pulses, if you will. But like a sander or a rotary tool or a vacuum, those things just chew up batteries. So that's why I like using corded tools for that kind of stuff.
Echo.
They're skipping the copper plating to save some money now. It's just nickel and a quick flash of chrome.
No, the one above it.
The only Harbor Freight items we have biting on faces are the Daytona Jack and the Pittsburgh Swivels and the rear brake kit. How is the rear brake kit? That's something I've not tried. The Daytona Jacks, man, they're fabulous. I like the way the new white toolbox looks. I really do. What tools do you have? Yes. Wow. Hold on. As far as Bauer, so we already covered Hercules. As far as Bauer, I've got the drill, the impact.
There go my glasses.
Trying to do a rooster imitation there. The right angle. What else do I have from Bauer?
No one knows.
Rodney says...
Oh, the impact wrench. 1/2-inch impact. Nothing's a beast.
Rodney says, were those blades for the multi-tool? I can help you test them.
Yes.
I have
that's the word.
one room left to demo, and I could put new subfloor, and you have my address.
Yeah. Not crazy about the white toolbox. It's hard to keep clean in a greasy environment. They would be. I think though the idea behind the white toolbox is for the people who really like to sticker up their toolboxes. It adds great contrast for that sort of thing.
I think it's for those same people that like have white tennis shoes or
I
any
think
white clothing.
I think they should come out with either a matte white or a matte gray toolbox, so that people can then choose their own color and paint it or wrap it.
Matte gray is kind of a cool idea.
Louisville. Have you ever tried the Hercules grinders yet? I've played around with them. I don't own one, but yes, I have tried them. I thought they were great. I'm a big fan of paddle switch grinders, so I really like the paddle switch grinder from the Hercules line. You guys are always so gracious taking these random questions. Just wanted to say thank you, appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Even from an LSU Tiger, we appreciate that. I kid. That's what we do every Saturday night. We sit down here for hours with our friends and family here, and that's what we say. We talked about family before, and for those of you who don't know, I'm also an ordained minister in the Universal Life Church, and it's not that I'm specifically following their whatever it is that they allegedly preach, but I've married a few people. Actually, been the minister, I should say, to what do you call it? The officiant.
The efficient.
Yes.
The officiant.
Officiant.
Yes.
And
He's officiated the
yes.
wedding.
And one of the sermons that I've done for that was there's the two types of family: the family you're born with and the family you choose. And we're big believers in the family you choose, and in being and standing behind that family. Flat black would be cool. I could actually, you know what? Not flat black, but satin. I like the satin finish.
I'm sure you do.
It's very sophisticated.
That's right.
How do I find the white Cobalt toolbox? Good luck. I don't think they make it anymore. I saw it. I looked around for it. Could not find it. You do an awesome job of answering questions for 6 hours. Thanks for being so
We
awesome.
have 2 more hours to go.
What?
We have 2 more
6
hours. To go.
4 hours is plenty.
Well, he's probably in a different time zone.
Since you're not taking the trailer, you're going to probably end up putting a roof rack on the truck. Then you could put an ice light bar across there. I would like to. Actually, I thought about doing that. We put the roof rack on her truck, and we still need to get the light bars put up on that.
Bikes to take home.
Yeah.
So that's our next adventure.
I would like a rhino lined toolbox. The rhino lining I've seen is harder than a lot of the other lining. I think it's rhino that I'm thinking of. No, it's not rhino. That's the other one. Maybe it's right. I like the idea of where you're going with that. That would be cool.
Shadow's Edge and Daughter of Ra. Yes, I had 2 pairs of glasses on. I found an old pair, and then I was fixing my hair, and my glasses flew off underneath the table. So I'm currently only wearing 1 pair of glasses.
Maybe the white toolboxes are for the albinos in your audience. Hey, Michael, how's it going, man? In other words, me.
What?
Michael's in the house.
Hey.
Say hi to Patricia.
Hey, tell her hi. Oh, there she is. Right there.
Patricia.
Hi. We knew you would be on later.
I was photographing a family reunion this evening, and I'm happy to see that you're still on. We're happy to see you. We were talking about you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All horrible things, I'm sure.
Were your ears burning?
If you ever have an off-road live stream, can we pick out which rocks you can drive over? We tried to do one. We rented a 6-seater UTV a couple weeks ago, and I took the Cubs out because she gets car sick. And we did Stormcastle, just up south of Bozeman. We did the trail up to the peak of Stormcastle. And when we got up to the peak, it was so high we could actually get line of sight back to the town over the other mountains. And we got signal. And so we tried to do a live stream, but it didn't last but like a mile before we lost signal again. Joe Smith, I'm a minister. I've married a few people. Morbid. The hipsters and hippies. Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh Pro say lifetime guarantee. However, Pittsburgh Automotive never does. So aren't the simple hose pliers and seal pullers covered, or is it Pittsburgh Automotive actually covered? That's a good question. I'm not sure about that. I know a lot of the automotive stuff is not covered. Yeah, Harbor Freight greenhouses. Any opinions? I've not used them. I talked to a few people who have them. Somebody recently, 2 or 3 live streams ago, we talked about it. They said they love it for the price that you can't come close to it.
Andre, have a great night.
Have a good one. Glad you can stop by again. Elvis, I love my Earthquake cordless grinder, except the switch battery went dead mid-grind today, and I forgot to turn it off. When I plugged in my other battery, you can guess the rest. Oh, that's a bad, yeah. Yep, I've seen that happen. Or people with paddle grinders who sit them down the wrong way. Harford used to have flat black. A buddy had it. It was hard to keep clean, he said. Yeah, black shows up a lot more dirt and stuff than people like to think. I was taught that Louisville as Louisville. Yeah, Louisville is how they say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should take a picture of the two of you when Jessie puts her head on your shoulders. That looks cute on screen. Aw.
Like I love you or something.
Something like that. She's trying to think ways to turn me into bacon.
This is how I get the poison into you.
Gunmetal box, blue racing stripes. That sounds cool. Actually, my ears were burning. I got sunburn on my...
Oh,
sunburn on
no.
your ears. That sucks. Ronald Smith, here in Florida, a notary public can perform weddings. And for the real religious people, I perform weekend weddings. Monday morning, you were divorced.
Nice.
Oh.
Ouch.
What do you think the best miter saw is on the planet? That's the problem. That question is always an issue. I take issue when people say the best because every tool has its job. And the question is you want to ask is what's the best miter tool on the planet for doing blank? Are you cutting cornices? Are you doing cross cuts in big lumber? For something like that, I'd use old DeWalt Raz. If I'm cutting cornices, I like the whatchamacallit. I like the 12-inch Hercules saw. Who else makes a good one? I just forgot the name of it. Is it? It's not Hitachi, is it? The one I'm thinking of?
No.
The other one. Who makes is Bosch? Bosch is it? Who makes the? It's not the most accurate one, but it's great for if you want to have it in a shallow space because it's got that weird articulating arm thing. As I said, it's all about what you want. If you want for dust collection, you got to go with the Festool. So it's best for what? Dreaming of her bearskin rug. Yes.
I have tools. I have glasses.
You saying it earlier made it sound funny. Joe Smith is waiting for the wife to smack you. She tries not to do that on camera. She keeps a list. When we think she's writing down notes about the show, she's writing down times to smack me after the show.
Read it. Number 473.
Turkey bacon. Bear bacon. Then your ears start peeling. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, serious question. I sold a few Ryobi tools. So what would be the most versatile tool around for $70? Drill driver or impact driver or something else? Well, drill driver is going to be more versatile than the impact driver. And it's, as far as like a core tool, the drill driver is pretty much the cornerstone of most toolboxes. And then I would get an impact after that because if you're running an impact, quite often you have to pre-drill. So you can have your bit in your drill driver and then your screw in your impact, and you can alternate back and forth rather than having to change bits. That's often why they're sold as kits like that. It's one of the few kits I agree with. As now, if you're saying what brand, well, that all depends on.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Hercules stuff, but for you, probably Bauer would be a great brand to get into. If you put a full-blown truck rack on the truck that overhangs the cab, you would consider painting it Hercules blue? That's a good question. Probably not on my truck. I probably want to paint it black, but then I'd go to Vegas and I'd burn my flesh off on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I have thought about putting a lumber rack, or a contractor's rack on it, just to expand its usability. The pearl metallic and candy color toolboxes now. Oh, you know what I love? I love the old school hammered paint finishes. I love that look. What's the best all around? My chop saw or radial arm saw, I guess he's saying. Radial arm saw is a very complex tool that's comparable really with a table saw because it can do all sorts of cuts that people really don't understand. You can pull that out, turn it sideways. You can rip stock. There's people who've turned them into using stepper motors and turned them into CNC machines. There's so much you can do with a radial arm saw, but it has some safety issues when not properly maintained or properly used right. Miter saw is just good for doing chops. Now, a sliding miter saw can take the place of a radial arm saw if you have a way to also do your rips. And to be honest, I like ripping on with a straight edge and a circular saw, unless I've got a big full-size table saw. Cast iron top solid fence, and then 2 people. And that's what I'm talking about if I'm ripping large sheet good kind of stuff. Otherwise, if I'm doing it by myself, I'm still going to use the handheld circ saw with a straight edge. Have you ever used Hikoki tools? I have not. Hikoki just came out. They were the merger of Metabo and Hitachi. Got the new 7-shot 32 mag Charter Arms on order with $25 rebate. Came in at $330. I encourage all to give Charter a look if they're looking at a revolver. They especially for carry guns. So they have a good 3.5 inch. 3.5 inch is my favorite size for a revolver. I was reading about Bauer versus Hercules 12 volt. There is no Bauer. I mean Bauer versus the Hercules 12 volt. The thing with the Hercules 12 volt is right now there's only 3 tools. You've got the drill driver, the impact, and the screwdriver. Now I love the screwdriver. We used it to put his computer together because it's got a chuck on it, so you can set it. Like you set it to the lowest setting, you don't have to worry about over torquing anything or damaging anything, and it's great for that. And if those tools are enough for you, then it's not a bad system. I like the ergonomics on the Hercules better than the Milwaukee. If you are looking to get more tools, if you want 12 volt, I'd go Milwaukee. If you like, the price point of the Bauer stuff, then I'd go Bauer.
Hey, junk from work.
Junk from work. Uh-oh, she has the long-distance grabber. Who has the grabber?
I did. That's why I grabbed my glasses.
Why? Oh, jeez.
I was thinking about getting the back of your neck.
Yeah, you hurt me with it. Shadow's Edge. RGB WA LED wraps for the toolboxes.
RGB.
Right.
Here, pimp my toolbox. Junk from work, how's it going, man?
Robert, Vegas in July, we're missing out? No. No, we're not. No, we're hiding out.
Yeah.
We're not missing out. Hiding out. And I'm going back next week.
There are some. William points out that there are some old good radial arm systems. There are, but they're heavy. They're incredibly heavy, and the setup you need for them is fairly decent size. It's going to take up a good portion of your shop, and really if you're going to have a table saw anyway, I recommend going the table saw sliding miter saw route rather than going the radial arm saw. But use what works for you. If you like radial arm saw, go for it. It's not wrong. I will say this: be careful with your tools. A friend of ours just recently really hurt herself with a circ saw, and insurance is messing with her over it, and she's in California of all places. But
yeah.
Anyway, sad to see.
Maintenance Man says, I'm slowly falling asleep. I'll be with you on Brad's Workbench live stream tomorrow night. I can't wait. Brad's Workbench live tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. Have a great night.
Going off the hook with Brad.
Yay!
Let's see here. Not sure about 3.5, but they have 2.5, 3-inch, 4.2-inch revolvers. I'll have to take a look at it. I've been thinking I need to get a new toy. The wife gave me permission to buy something, but we've got so many other projects and stuff going on, and we're looking at buying a trailer. So,
yep.
We're looking all good there, but okay. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Shoot, it is free tonight only.
Yes.
Maintenance Man's tapping out. Are we doing like the MMA tap out? Or the quick tap out? Are we doing the WWE where the hands up in the air, trying to reach for the ropes? Dix's chairs are great for carrying because of the lightweight design due to the one-piece frame. They are. I had a friend who carried the ultralights from Smith & Wesson. Those things were. What are you doing, lady?
I'm trying to read stuff while you're rambling.
Are you going to get bitten on the face for messing with my mouse?
No.
The chances are good.
Nope. Yeah, you're going to get bitten on the face. Echo says, my new MTV series, Pimp My Shop.
That would be a cool. I want to do that. We get the bear to come out. Man, I hear you like circular saw, so we put a circular saw on top of your radial arm saw. It's an internet meme thing.
I can see
memes.
Liability insurance.
Mom doesn't get memes, but it's okay.
Crazy.
Safety first with all the power tools. Yep. Yeah. Very few second chances when it comes to that sort of thing.
Duncan.
I won't use a table saw that doesn't have a riving knife. All right. I know a lot of people don't like to use the guards. I don't typically like to use the guards on top, but a riving knife, not an option. I won't use it without one.
Carson's Exploring Channel. Hey!
Carson, how's it going, man?
Carson's Exploring.
Anyone run King brand work boots? I just picked up a set today. Was wondering how the longevity was. Not with my big feet, I don't.
Da-na.
Probably the WWE kind, except he doesn't make it to the ropes. Then taps out. Oh, he's down. And the bear drops the elbow from the top rope. Since you're going back to Vegas, how bad is the weather going to be when you get back there in August?
Oh.
How bad is it going to be?
29.
I don't want to talk to you.
You're up.
I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, but what if there's snow?
It's gonna be
Tag
like-
out. Hanging out. Oh.
By your face.
Dawn, you are not a rug. Move.
She's like, you don't know. So, we could look it up on the internet, but it'll still be pretty hot. William says, I have no idea. I have some Keen hiking boots. They're great.
Hello.
Oh, Carson's Exploring Channel must confess that you bought a 12-piece snap-on screwdriver set, yet it was on sale for $225.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you heard that in the background. Oh my gosh! Junk from Work says, the most I spent on boots, and I hope they hold up.
I spent
Wow.
$3 on nice shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I like my boots though. Oh, I also spent $3 on military boots. Those were nice.
Really? You spent $3?
No, you spent $3.
Yes, okay. I just thought we were having Twilight Zone moment there. I have a 3-inch bull barrel Gen 1 TC contender at $357 for snake control. Macho Man Randy Savage, eat your heart out with the bear elbow drop. That's right, Steven.
The only thing you're allowed to buy from Snap-on is line wrenches and brake pullers.
My respect for tools is proportional to how much damage it can do. My table saw scares the crap out of me.
Oh yeah, man. Table saw is a scary tool. It's one of the few tools you use where the blade's turning right at you. And wants to throw the workpiece right at you.
Carson's Exploring Channel says, is that oh my gosh as what a sale?
Yeah, that was totally
It was
it.
like that.
Such a deal.
But yeah. Yeah, Mike, it says it's going to be 100 at 9 in Vegas. In the morning or at night. Either way, it's crazy.
Yeah, when the bear says he's going to snap into a Slim Jim, he means Jim.
Yep, he's going to snap Jim right
Oh,
now.
snap into a Slim Jim.
God.
Why? Oh my gosh.
If you could only have one, would you rather have electrician's pliers or regular old pliers? And is either one have a better hardening process to it?
I'm not sure about regular old pliers I'm sure don't have as good a, because I'm thinking you're talking about like square nose lineman's pliers. And if I had to only have one, I would choose those. Travis Langier, $5. Happy Saturday, folks. Coming in with the $5 here.
Thank you very much.
In the final half hour.
2, 1, go!
3, 2, 1.
I'm not hacking, Dad. Okay,
Yes.
that wasn't echoing. Oh.
Are you awake? I'm pretty
What?
sure our neighbors are awake too. I'm pretty
My
sure.
$700 cordless miter saw scares me. Really?
Was it the price tag? that
Yeah,
scares you,
that's what would scare
or-
me. Sorry, just read through these. Normally a 12-piece set is $350. Yeah. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who gets nervous around my tools. If you don't get nervous around your tools,
Then
and there's a degree of like, what was that?
the magic 8 ball. Whoa!
I thought it was something that a dog did.
Nope.
Why?
You gotta have. You're the one's gonna end up losing a digit
Drop
if
it.
you don't have healthy
Drop
respect
it.
for your tools.
Drop
And
it.
you should have a little bit of trepidation about everything because that's what's going to keep you honest.
Safe.
Yeah, safe. It's like I'm like that way. I learned the attitude from sailing. Is here's the steps. You don't deviate from them because the ocean always wins. Water always wins. You know, one hand for you, one hand for the boat. You go off.
Pocket
You're
this
single-handing off the shore and you go off the boat, you're screwed. And, you know, that kind of thing follows, you know, same way with firearms. I'm the same way with power tools. And that said, I can't say that I've never had an accident. I've done some stupid stuff with power tools. And I should probably do a video on the stupid choices I've made. And last one was I was sick. And I was sitting at home and I was on medication thinking that I was better than I was. And I had an idea about how to make this cut on PVC. And so I went into the shop and I went to do the cut and I was freehanding it with my Hercules saw. And I twisted the PVC while freehand cutting it and it shot it up into the saw and it sent PVC splinters all over my shop. Luckily, I had thought to put on safety glasses. But, I mean, it was a stupid thing to do, and I was sick, and I should not have been in the shop. Travis, my work schedule has changed, so I can only catch the end of the stream. Mom's out. You got to do the cowbell. $10 from Travis. Another $10. 3, 2.
Oh, you
Okay.
want more?
No, we're good. We're good.
No, sorry that he can only catch the tail end. He said his work schedule changed.
Yes, I saw. Sorry, I was trying to read it, but somebody deafened me next to me.
Hey,
So-
I don't want to have the receipt.
Brad never showed up tonight. He's too big time. I'm surprised you showed up.
He showed up
He was here.
for a hot second. No, he was here for a while.
Yeah,
Ellie,
he was
go
here for a
get my
while. He
picture.
got here early.
Yes.
Used the CCI shot cells. I use those for snake rounds. I'll carry in a revolver. I'll use those. If only they made selective remote with a mute function, point and click. I showed my cordless drill a lot more respect after I got bit by one. Yeah, that's one that a lot of people will forget about. The one that I always have is and I don't have one right now, but it's like a whole hog. Because when you're going in and those things bite, man, that thing will swing on you. It'll knock you senseless. Is the shadowing on the Hercules Motosaw, it's a drop shadow, not the laser. And I like the drop shadow way better than the laser. I get scared walking my roof only 20 feet up.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I used to walk roofs and stuff 30, 60 feet up, not a problem. But then I'm out in the wilderness, I go up to a bluff and it's 120, 300 feet up and suddenly I'm scared. I'm like, it's the same walk, but that height difference just really blows me away. A lathe should be used with respect as well. Oh, lathes are good. And then you watch the videos online of people like turning whole trees on an industrial lathe. That's insane. Why do they still sell the Chicago 12-inch slider when the Admiral is a little bit more and has a blade? Must be they're not phasing out. There's people who still want that price point. Maybe they already have a blade or something like that. But I do recommend for people who are buying, if you can spend a little bit extra, at the end of the day, if you have a good coupon on the Admiral, it's only like $20 price difference, and after you count in the fact of the price of the blade. So for that, you get a bunch of extra features and just a better saw all around. Bear's going to be a little deaf on that side.
What?
That's for sure.
Oh.
Bear, how are you able to stay that close to the bell? My brain is dying over here. Too many firearms classes. I'm already part deaf.
No more countdown.
The little bear has her father's eyes. Give them back. She does have my
Yep.
eyes. She has the hazel.
She does. We had a whole conversation because Some of the kids got IDs.
Joe Smith's cheater bead seeder gets Joe Smith nervous when using it on small mower. Oh, yeah. Those things. Boom. Is there a popcorn diet? I wish there was. I wish popcorn was keto. I like
Oh my gosh.
noshing on some popcorn. Good night, Bears. Have a great Good Harbor Nation. Simon's out. You take care. Thanks for
Have a
stopping
good
by
night.
tonight.
Bye, Simon.
Douglas says, I have a 14-inch chainsaw and a 20-inch. I have much respect for both of them. Yeah, chainsaws, man. That's a lot of damage out there flying around.
Joe Smith says, Elle even rings the bell better than Mom.
Yeah, she holds it down and it's not quite as loud. We had one of our service techs use a damaged grinding wheel on a cordless grinder. Oh, no.
We don't need that.
Oh, I hope he was okay. I've had a wheel explode on a grinder. A new wheel, a brand new wheel. I've had a wheel explode. I've had a saw blade explode. And what else did I have happen? I had a recip saw break on the first cut. Not nearly. It broke and it was like banging against it. It was aggravating, but it wasn't nearly as dangerous. But things can fail. There can be faults from the factory, even on top tier equipment. And you got to use safety precautions because if you don't want to be that, you don't want to win that lottery.
Ronald is trying to ask you a question. It's at Dental Tools, but I'm assuming it's. I don't know if they have shop classes anymore, metal class, or woodworking classes anymore in high school. I think I've done away with him over here in Florida, all the safety.
All the ones I've heard about, they've gotten rid of. And that's too bad because I took wood shop and I took printing and ran. I took 6 years of graphic arts. I ran a automated platen press in 7th grade, and there's no way they'd let you do something like that these days.
Steven was thinking about putting some popcorn in the microwave. Sounds like a
Have
fantastic
some for me.
idea if you're not keto.
Not keto. Anything spinning at a high speed exploding is a scary proposition. It is. Another scary one that I use is a router. Or not a router, a joiner.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone shaper, joiners, any of that kind of stuff. Almost everyone I know, probably 90% of the people I know who lost a digit, lost it to either a shaper, a joiner, or a router.
William Logan, or no, it was Robert said, I've seen a jackhammer bit explode.
Oh, I've never seen that, but that would be something. I've only run electric jackhammers, so I've never run the big stuff.
Shadow's Edge says that he thinks that maintenance man is requesting that the bell be replaced with an air horn.
My Bella barking?
No.
Gotcha.
If it's made of metal and it moves, it can break. Well, as we say, when I used to teach gun classes and people talk about safeties and stuff, and I don't choose guns with safeties. And the reason is a safety is a mechanical device that can and will fail. All mechanical devices at some point will fail. Question is when. And the air horn gets burned in the next fire.
That's right.
So I'm trying to think. I remember working on a job site and having something just like explode to the point where we were all just sitting there stunned, and I can't remember what it was. I remember something that had pressure on it, and was it something that was getting clamped? Or was it a clamp? I think it was a hydraulic clamp was getting used, and it overpressurized, and the item it was holding was just popped like a balloon, and I think it was stone, and it was insane. And nobody got hurt. We're all just standing around, and just boom. There's a big puff of dust and the shrapnel everywhere, and everyone's just standing there like, are we okay?
Echo said I had a Dremel cutting disc break. Apparently, cutting exhaust is not what they were for.
No. That'll take you a long time.
William Logan said, my best friend had a strand of wire embedded in his eye from an ankle brighter with a wire wheel on it and no eye protection.
God, I'm sorry about that. I'm constantly telling people, with those wire wheels, man, they will just throw wires like nobody's business.
Yeah.
You gotta wear protective clothing, and eye protection. Always eye protection.
When we were doing sanding for our little Pinewood Derby, they made us wear eye protection, and
everybody had.
And I still got something in my eye. I still had something go up underneath this way and get me in the eye.
It's because you're just more talented than the average bear.
No more shop classes, all replaced by gender identity studies. Ouch. Travis, my man, again. You said in one of your latest tool videos, if we wanted to load test and send it to you, are you making any tool videos in the near future where I might be able to throw a tool into the ring? Hold on. First of all, if you got a mute button, use it now, folks.
Thank you, Travis.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate it.
What happened?
So right now we're doing I'm kind of on this binge of doing hand tools. So I'm doing the rest of these mock wrenches, and then I think about doing adjustable wrenches after that. We're talking about doing wire strippers. Somebody asked about doing wire stripper reviews. I'm probably going to do that one. As far as power tools, I'm happy to do one-offs on that kind of stuff. I've had people send me, last one was a Hitachi brushless they sent me. We did a test on that one, sent it back. That was really fun.
Drop it.
Drop
it. Sit.
Maybe test on Labradors. See if they can behave.
Get it.
Okay, Mrs. Bear has lost cowbell rights. Migraines are a thing.
They are. I'm sorry. They keep paying me to do it.
Dan the Bagel Man in the house. Where is he? I missed him.
Brad said such a sweet, sweet cowbell. That's right.
Yes. Remember, your migraines brought to you by Brad's Workshop.
And daughter of Ra, I feel you on the migraines. I have been having terrible migraines, actually.
I have really bad headaches.
Oh, there's Dan.
Yeah.
She loves that bell. Yes, she does. She's become very attached to it.
If you say Brad's name 3 times in live chat, he appears. That's right. That's a thing.
I think I just heard the train. Yes, you did.
Yep.
You should use a triangle dinner bell instead of a cowbell. Well, that's a nice idea. The sad part is he's no longer around. He passed away in 2002. I think about him every single day. The accident happened in '84. I'm sorry to hear about that. Lost a friend of his. Picked up a gear wrench set from Vance Auto, $40, 6 ratcheting wrenches. Don't quote me on this, but you might, if you have your receipt, you might want to think about taking that back because I thought Sears had like a 20-piece set for $50. And I think you could order it online. Talking about chainsaws, we got a Steel 088 Magnum. Yeah, well, I know that
Where is Joe
likes his. What? Oh, I haven't seen him.
Hey, has anybody seen? No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
he used to be on here every day. How did we miss him?
We're going to have to send out a search party.
Yeah. No, we haven't seen him.
No.
And unfortunately, we've been so kind of caught up in everything up here, we hadn't noticed, really.
We hadn't been able to send out a search team yet, but now.
Oh. Sid said he got steel in his eye. Cold chisel on a hub bearing race.
Oh!
Yeah. Justin Dow, he's back. Cubs are asleep.
Beer.
Can I have a beer now? Cheers, Justin Dow. $2. Daughter Raw, run. Fire in the hole. 3, 2, 1. Oh, aren't you sweet?
Daughter of Ra, I know that you're having a migraine. Oh my gosh.
Did you want a duck?
Oh, no.
Who wants a duck?
That duck smells
Who
so
wants
bad.
a duck? We're
Throw
going to
it.
move, Griff.
Duncan, why would you try to catch Rebecca?
It's a good way to lose a finger.
I almost lost a toe.
I agree about safety, and then because it's there, people end up relying on them, like the guys who use one on the 1911s in a waistband holster with the hammer set back and one in the chamber.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of 1911s for concealed carry. It was designed. I mean, it's a brilliant design, but it's remember a tool for the job. It was designed as a carry piece, a sidearm for the military. That's how it was designed, not designed as a concealed carry piece. So use the right tool for the right job. Load testing ratcheting wrenches to the point of breaking. That's been done. B, I don't know. If I get enough people asking for it, I'll do it. My issue with it is that if you're using it to that point, you should be using a breaker bar. And that's why on like the combination wrenches, I wasn't using like people were like, why weren't you using a cheater pipe on it? See how far it would go till they break? Because we're not trying to test to failure, because we're trying to test for real world use. If you're using them to fail, you're using the wrong tool. But that's just me being a Midwest pragmatist. So if you guys want me to do it, let me know and I'll do it. Thank you for the palm muted cowbell.
Yep.
The mercy is appreciated.
I know.
Love you guys. Love the Bella all dogs. Good night. Night, Grizz. You have a good one. Take care.
Brad says, daughter of Ra, the cowbell is why the bear got all his subs. All thanks to me. That's right.
Totally right.
Mm-hmm.
Snap off in the house. Hey, glad to see the bear. Jeff, get on once in a while. Let the Jeff get on every once in a while. Once a week he lets me take over.
Yep.
Take the driver's seat. That cowbell would make a great target at 200 yards. Oh, that's a good idea. We're supposed to go shooting next week. Down boy.
Really excited.
Yeah, I know. I promised him. I promise. They can ring that bell from the outside. We can hear the thing. That's true.
Yep.
The official Brad's Workbench cowbell. You can get yours too for only $19.99. What do you think about gloss painting the Harbor Freight service cart trim in black? Would you ever try it on your 26-inch toolbox? I'd love to see that. You want to see a blue service cart with black trim? I mean, I'm not opposed to doing it if people want to see it. It doesn't seem like a good color combination to me, but
Great. Brad and Justin are back. There goes the night.
Yeah, I know. That crowd rolls in. Oh, Travis! Oh my gosh! Thank you. I don't know very good adjustable. I've owned brands Snap-on tools made in China, so that would be a good video to watch. I don't know very good adjustable. I've owned brands Snap-on tools made in China. Yeah, a lot of people think that all the Snap-on tools are made in the U.S., but a lot of stuff. And I've noticed a lot of companies, their adjustable wrenches are made in China.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, here comes the pain. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, sweetie.
I'm easily amused.
Oh. The fasteners are usually going to... I could see a camo toolbox. That's what I'd like to see them do, like a matte toolbox you could put a wrap on or something. Not matte. I mean like a gloss, but I guess the white one would be good for it. New cowbell merch on Brad's Workbench. I think that's a great idea. As a kid, I liked to shoot BB guns. Has anyone ever made one that hooks to a compressor? I've never made one, but I've seen like the high-end ones that you hook up to a compressor.
Yep.
Like a lot of people hunt with them over in Europe.
Echo, we totally understand. He has to go. He has a video to edit. Good night.
Oh, isn't it past the Cubs' bedtime?
Nope.
You know,
Sort of.
it is, but in Montana on the weekends we do let them stay up a little bit late. They like to hang
Which is
out.
kind of crazy because church is tomorrow, but they will get
Yeah.
up.
Our church is fairly late though. It doesn't start until
Yeah.
10:30, so
10:45.
we'll try to get there at 10:30. So that's why I say 10:30. But argue with me, that's useful.
You're welcome.
Night, Echo. You take care. And
Good night,
so they
Sid.
get and it, actually it's about that time. It's 10:55. I think we're all getting a little tired tonight, so we're gonna call it a couple minutes early. Thank you all for stopping by. Again, I'm gonna be. Let me get back in picture here. I'm gonna be on Brad's workbench along with a bunch of other creators here in the tool space. They're gonna be showing up over there. So I'm only gonna be on for like an hour since it's Sunday night and I want to spend time with the Cubs. But do please go over and I tease Brad, and for anybody who hears it, it's just good natured ribbing. I figured when you say you don't like something, the first thing they do is they go check it out, right? So
Yep.
it's you're trying to use that reverse osmosis thing.
I love you. Justin Dow says, I'm getting my kids up at 6 a.m. for some baseball and soccer. Holy cheese and crackers.
Good luck with that.
How do
Yep.
they do that?
All right. Anyway, you all have a good night. Thank you for everyone who, Travis and everyone else who, sponsors us and donates money to the Den of Tools. We really appreciate the support. It means so much to our family to be able to do this, to be able to do the live streams every week, to be able to, get the tools to use for the comparison testing. As I said, when I started this, what I really wanted to do was the kind of comparison testing like we did with the wrenches, like I've done with, some of the other stuff. And I'd like to do more of it, but it all comes down to finances, being able to get the money in and the time to do it. So, anyway, cowbell T-shirts with picture L holding the cowbell. I like it with the motto "More Cowbell." I'm planning to do a T-shirt of the "Shut Up" motto. That'll be a good one.
Yep.
Anyway, here's an idea: instead of painting the trim, use poster board and see if you like the color. That's not a bad idea. Anyway. That's all we have for tonight. Thanks again, everyone, for stopping by. I hope to see you again next week. From all of us here in the family, God bless, and as always, shine on.